2023-24, 2024-25, and 2025-26. The senator for Nakuru County, Senator Tabitha Keroche, this afternoon will also seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. This regards the displacement of residents of Kihoto village by the rising waters in the Lake Naivasha. The Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, has already made his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over. Good afternoon.
Na tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamii hii yetu. Tutakuomba utuwajalie tuyatende na kufikia mambo yote atakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Cloud, we have quorum. Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
The commencement of the Senate sitting has been interrupted owing to a quorum hitch. Much as the prayer has been said and the chair taken, the sitting of the Senate cannot commence yet owing to that particular lack of quorum that the House is facing now. The Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung for the members of the Senate to make their way into the chamber. Remember, the quorum that is needed is at least 15 senators. Senator Hamida, Senator Sifuna have also walked in. The House is yet to commence, but once that quorum is raised, then the business of the day shall commence. As we wait for the members to be able to get to the chamber and enable the House attain that much needed quorum, we shall continue to take a look at the business that they will be transacting this afternoon. Pursuant to the provisions of the House Standing Order number 53, paragraph 1, the nominated Senator, Honorable Shakila Abdallah, will also seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the rehabilitation of Kizingitini and Ndau landing sites. This is in Lamu County. Senator for Tharaka Nithi County, Senator Mwenda Gataya, also has a statement that he'll be seeking this afternoon from the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights regarding the low voter registration turnout witnessed across the country. This afternoon, also pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 53, paragraph 1, the Senator for Murang'a County, Honorable Joe Nyutu, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health. This regards the rollout, administration and financial management of telemedicine services by the county government of Murang'a County. The House is about to commence. However, there is a quorum hitch. The Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes, just to give room to the senators who may be perhaps running late to get to the chamber to be able to hasten their steps and join their colleague. I've seen Senator Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County Senator, has also walked in. The quorum of the House at the commencement of a sitting of the Senate is at least 15 senators. So that is the quorum that the House is looking to raise for it to be able to be deemed to have quorated and also be able to commence. And that bell is an alert to the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament but yet to make their way to the chambers to be alerted that their presence is highly required inside the chamber owing to that lack of a quorum, and at least to enable the House also commence and transact that business that has been lined up for consideration this afternoon. The Senator for Busia County, Honorable Andrew Mtata, will seek a statement this afternoon also from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget. This regards the handling of 32 million shillings, more than 32 million shillings allocated to Busia County under the Urban Infrastructure Grant of the Kenya Urban Support Program 2. The Senator for Busia also has a second statement that he will be seeking from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing. This matter is around the state of road safety on major highways and roads across the country. There is a statement that once the House attains the quorum and commences, the senators will be able to seek for clarification and also comprehensive reports from those standing committees on the matters that the senators have raised. Senator Tabitha Mutinda has also walked in. Senator Veronica Maina and Senator Jones Maruma have also walked in. The House is looking to attain at least 15 senators for it to be able to be deemed to have quorated. If that quorum is not present, then the House, or at the lapse of the first round of the quorum bell, if the quorum will not have been raised by then, a second round of quorum bell will be on. However, if at the lapse of that quorum bell the House will not have raised the needed quorum, then that means the House may stand adjourned until the next sitting. But of course, we believe that the senators, who majority of them were in the House during the morning sitting, are still within the precincts of Parliament and shall be able to join their colleagues who are already inside the chambers and just waiting for that quorum to be raised for the business to be able to commence. Another priority business that the members will be undertaking this afternoon is a consideration of the motion regarding installation of CCTV cameras in all police stations, cells and police reporting desks. This is a motion that was moved by the Honorable nominated Senator Karen Nyamu. Debate on this particular motion was done comprehensively and conclusively on the floor of the House, and the business on this particular issue is a question to be put, and for the motion to be able to proceed to the next stage. Consideration of the National Assembly amendments to the Meteorology Bill, a bill originating from the Senate, Bill number 45 of 2023. This is a motion that appeared in the Tuesday afternoon order paper, and members managed to discuss and agree with the amendments, indicating that the amendments did not change or alter and match the bill, and therefore they should be agreeing. This was a motion that was moved by the chairperson, Standing Committee on Land, Environment natural resources. So this afternoon, the business that will be done on it is a question to be put for the consideration to be concluded. The Senate is about to commence. There is a quorum hitch. However, we have seen at least a substantive number of members have walked in or have made their way inside, and I've just seen a signal that there could be just a deficit of 2. About 2 to 4 members. So that means that just a few members are required to be able to enable the House kick off and consider that business that has been scheduled for consideration this afternoon. You will recall that the motion on the establishment of national teaching and referral hospitals in Kenya was also considered in Tuesday afternoon sitting. However, debate has not been concluded on it. There is still more time for members to be able to weigh in on this particular matter, a matter that seeks to urge the Ministry of Health to establish national teaching and referral hospitals in the coast, eastern, northeastern, Nyanza and western regions, and not just establish but also equip and fully equip the teaching referrals. Allow me to hand you over.
We do have quorum now. Clerk, proceed to call the first order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Nandi and your colleague, you are in breach of Standing Order 117. Kindly proceed to take your seat. Proceed, Honorable Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I do beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate this day. Report of the Auditor General on financial statements of Busia Municipality for the year ended 30th June 2020. Busia Municipality for the year ended June 30th 2021. Busia Municipality 30th June 2022. Busia Municipality year ended 30th June 2023. Busia Municipality for the year ended 30th June 2024. And Malaba Municipality, County Government of Busia for the year ended June 30th 2024. Reports of the Auditor General of the financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025 for the following: Malaba Municipality, County Government of Busia, Busia Municipality, Busia County Climate Change Fund, Embu County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage, that is a committee member scheme fund, Embu County Emergency Fund, Embu County Education Support Fund, Embu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, County Government of Embu, Ngakaka Water and Sanitation Company Limited, County Government of Embu, Embu Municipality, Makueni County Empowerment Fund, Makueni County Fruit Development and Marketing Authority, Emali Sultan Hamoud Municipality, Wote Municipality, Marsabit County Education Fund, Financing Locally Led Climate Action FLOCA Program, County Government of Marsabit, Marsabit County Assembly Staff Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Nyaururu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, County Government of Laikipia, Financing Locally Led Climate Action FLOCA Program, County Government of Laikipia, Laikipia County Education Bursary Fund, Machakos County Assembly Housing and Car Loan Scheme Fund for MCAs, Machakos County Assembly Housing Car Loan Scheme Fund for the staff, Mutitone Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Machakos, Kimiti Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Machakos, Kalama Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Machakos, Kadhiani Level 4, Athi River Level 4 Hospital, Kangundo Level 4 Hospital, Machakos Municipality, Mavoko Municipality, Bomet County Climate Change Fund, Tharaka-Nithi County Bursary Fund, Nyamira County Bursary Fund, Nyamira County Climate Change Fund, Nandi County Climate Change Fund, financing locally led action, climate action, FLOCA program, County Government of Samburu, Uasin Gishu County Staff Mortgage and Car Loan Scheme Fund, FLOCA program, County Government of Isiolo, Bungoma County Climate Change Fund, Bungoma County Youth and Women Empowerment Fund, Bungoma County Assembly Members Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Bungoma County Assembly Employee Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Elgeyo Marakwet County Climate Change Fund, Kakamega County Climate Change Fund, Ngong Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kajiado, Kajiado County Disability Mainstreaming Fund, Ijara Sub-County Level 4, that is the County Government of Garissa, Nyamira County Emergency Fund, Vihiga County Facility Improvement Fund, Vihiga County Sports Fund, Nakuru County Executive Mortgage Staff Scheme Fund, Nakuru County Executive Mortgage for Staff, Car Loan and Scheme Fund, County Assembly of Nakuru, Car Loan, Grant and Mortgage Fund, Nakuru County Bursary Fund, Nakuru County Emergency Fund, City of Nakuru, County Government of Nakuru, Nakuru Rural Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Kisumu County Alcoholic Drinks and Control Fund, Kisumu County Revenue Board, Kisumu Assembly Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Kisumu County Emergency Fund, Kisumu County Climate Change Fund, Kilifi County Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Kilifi County Microfinance Wezesha Fund, Siaya County Bursary Fund, and lastly, Kitui County Assembly Car Loan Mortgage for Members Scheme Fund. I beg to lay, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Speaker, what clarification are you seeking?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, severally have been listening to the papers being laid in this House, Mr. Speaker. Especially, let me handle this afternoon the papers which have been laid here, Mr. Speaker. Level 4 hospitals, level 3 hospitals. Honorable Speaker, Kenyans listening to us, they are like we are taking over the work of the county assemblies as the Senate. So, Mr. Speaker, maybe through your wisdom, through SBC, and any other relevant authority, including the management of the Senate, can we have a threshold of the papers that can be handled by the Senate and others which really need to be handled by the county assemblies to go to the county assemblies? We should really build even capacity for the county assemblies so that they can be able to handle these audit accounts, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, the Senate will appear to be doing the work of the county assemblies. And Mr. Speaker, this is the high time we make some radical decisions. Ask county assemblies to do their work. Most of them are not. Because once they are given these reports, Mr. Speaker, they don't go through them objectively. Because most of the assemblies have gone to bed with the governors. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, as the Senate of this 13th Parliament, let us do something to the county assemblies so that also we can empower them enough to do their work, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, Senator Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So standing order 1, we need guidance because having sat in most of these committees and colleagues agree, these reports that of level 3, level 2, level 4 of hospitals and policy, especially some papers that have been laid today, is it possible to have as a house the threshold? Mr. Speaker, coming on the outside that the primary oversight is done by the county assemblies. We do the secondary oversight. Is it possible to some of these threshold of papers being laid can be assigned specifically to the specific county assemblies so that those matters are handled at the county level. Because, Mr. Speaker, I have noticed MCAs, as the Deputy Speaker has said, don't handle most of these reports objectively because the argument they will tell you it will go to the Senate. In fact, whenever we ask the questions why they have not considered audit reports, they will always tell us we didn't consider because it is coming to the Senate. So, Mr. Speaker, as you steer this House, can you in the SBC and as the leader of the House, at least at the SBC level and the management of the Senate, can we establish a threshold so that we don't need to bring everything, so that the Senate can deal with the global matters that affect devolution? I think, Speaker, if we have that clarity, we'll allow even our committees to be efficient in terms of discharging their mandates, considering the nature of what we dispense of, so that we don't reduce ourselves to some of the issues that can be handled at the county assembly level. Mr. Speaker, sir, I yield.
Okay, Senator for Kakamega, before I give direction on this matter.
I think this matter does not invite the Speaker to rule. It is a matter that requires that the entire Secretariat of Parliament, and specifically the Senate, should reflect on and then advise the Senate Business Committee. Why, Mr. Speaker? Because sometimes when the governor of Kakamega is appearing before CIPIC and CIPAC, I sit there and I see the governor accompanied by the entire Public Accounts Committee of the County Assembly of Kakamega. So even as we would think we want to become efficient, it looks like the people who should have sorted that problem then accompany the governor to attempt to answer questions on behalf of the governor. Mr. Speaker, I beg that we expand the scope of the request by the distinguished senator from Meru. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, order, honorable senators. Now, this matter has been of great concern to this institution. It has been so since the first cohort of governors, because then I used to serve as the chair of the legal committee of the Council of Governors. Now, I even remember that this matter, because of the lack of clarity on it, it ended up with the judiciary. If you remember petition number 24 of 2019 and petition number 27 of 2019, both petitions that were eventually consolidated were speaking to this aspect. And it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court pronounced itself on this particular matter. And therefore, my direction on this matter is to, of course, SBC, taking the concerns that have been raised by honorable senators, we need to look at this particular matter, considering the decision of the Supreme Court that took its time to listen to both parties, because it was the Senate versus the Council of Governors plus other parties in those two petitions. So the Secretariat will look at it. They'll bring a paper to SBC. We will discuss that paper in line with the decision of the Supreme Court on this subject, and then thereafter we'll give direction on this particular matter. The chairperson, vice chairperson, Procedure and Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to read the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 19th November 2025. 11th report of the Procedure and Rules Committee on the review of the Senate standing orders. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Vice Chairperson, Procedure and Rules Committee.
I give notice of the motion that pursuant to Standing Order 267, 268, and 270, the Senate approves the 11th report of the Procedure and Rules Committee on the review of the Senate Standing Orders laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, 19th November 2025. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We heard a statement by the Honorable Senator Hamida Kibwana, but that statement has since been dropped, and therefore we'll move to statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. The Senator for Nandi County, Honorable Samson Gerard K.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And should go to the record of the House that when you are the chair in COG of JLAC, I was also the chair of the Senate in JLAC, so I agree with you. Mr. Speaker, for first-timers to note, we have been around for some time. Request for statement on an implementation of lower mobile termination rates. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Information, Communication and Technology on a matter of a national concern regarding the non-implementation of lower mobile termination rate, MTR, as recommended by a consultant engaged by the Communications Authority of Kenya, CA. Mr. Speaker, sir, mobile termination rates, MTRs, are a key determinant of the cost of voice calls across networks. Reducing MTRs is essential to ensuring affordable and accessible communications for all Kenyans. A consultant engaged by the CA, Communication Authority of Kenya, recommended a significant reduction in the MTR to Kenya shillings 0.06 per minute in line with international best practices, where some jurisdictions have adopted a zero-rated termination charges to promote consumer welfare and market competitiveness. However, the Communication Authority instead announced a revised MTR of Kenya shillings 0.41 per minute effective March 1, 2024, down from the previous Kenya shillings 0.58 per minute, but still substantially higher than the consultant's recommendation. This decision raises concerns about the rationale for deviating from expert advice and the delay in implementing more consumer-friendly rates. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should address the following. 1, the reasons behind the Communications Authority's decision to recommend an MTR or mobile termination rates of Kenya shillings 0.41 per minute effectively March 1, 2024, despite the consultant's proposal of Kenya shillings 0.06 per minute, and clarify the rationale for this deviation from expert advice. Finally, Speaker, sir, specify the timeline within which the authority intends to align the mobile termination rates with the consultant's recommendation, considering that the current rate is scheduled to lapse in March 2026, and outline the measures in place to ensure timely, transparent, and accountable implementation of the lower mobile termination rates in the country. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, let me move to my second statement. Request for statement on downsizing of the UNEP, or United Nations Environmental Program, and its impact on Kenyan staff. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the disproportionate job losses Kenyans are now facing due to United Environmental Program's ongoing downsizing and restructuring exercise. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kenyan citizens employed at the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, in Nairobi are facing job losses due to UNEP's functional review, which has identified about 100 positions for abolition, 48 of which are held by Kenyans, mostly support staff. This comes despite UNEP's overall workforce expansion from 1,600 1,268 to 1,383 staff between 2020 and 2024, with consultants nearly doubling to 1,450. Kenya has fully met its financial obligation to the Environment Fund. Unlike many other member states, yet Kenyan staff continue to face job insecurity, while their key local positions, such as the UNEP Kenya Country Office Coordinator, have been filled by non-Kenyans. Kenya, as the host of UNEP's global headquarters, deserves transparency, fairness, and meaningful participation in the UNEP's operations, and urgent engagement with the UNEP leadership is needed to protect the rights and livelihoods of affected citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the criteria used in the UNEP's functional review to identify the positions for abolition and the reasons this criteria was not disclosed to the staff. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, why nearly half of the terminated positions are held by Kenyans, despite Kenya's role as the host country and consistent financial contributor to the Environment Fund, and outline measures being taken to protect Kenyan staff from disproportionate job losses. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, the decision to expand its consultant workforce and extend temporary job openings while abolishing field roles and leaving key vacancies unfulfilled. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, sir, why the UNEP Kenya Country Office, established in 2023, lacks a program document and budget, and what benefits Kenyans have received compared to other United Nations host countries. Mr. Speaker, sir, and finally, why a non-Kenyan was appointed as a coordinator of United Environment Program Kenya Country Office, whether Kenyan candidates were fairly considered, and why the United Nations Environmental Program allow nationals to head other regions' offices, but not in Kenya. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Catherine Muma.
Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of national concern regarding the impact of the delayed enactment of the county government additional allocations bills for the 2023-2024, 2024-2025, and 2025-2026 financial years. Mr. Speaker, the county government's additional allocations bill for the current financial year concluded the bicameral legislative process just last week, and it is yet to be assented to, even though the financial year is almost halfway complete now. This persistent delay in the enactment of this important legislation has adversely affected budget formulation and implementation in the counties. It has resulted in late disbursement of conditional allocations, which has in turn undermined project implementation and service delivery in the counties. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the impact of the delayed enactment of the county government's additional allocations bills for the financial years 2023-2024, 2024-2025. Honorable Speaker, can Senator Cherargei allow me to read my statement in peace? They're just discussing loudly.
Senator Fernande and Senator for Nakuru County.
I will repeat that.
May the
Number
Honorable
1,
Senator be heard in silence, please.
the impact of the delayed enactment of the county government's additional allocations bills for the years 2023-2024, 2024-2025, and 2025-2026, and obtain the following. 1, a list of all projects in each county that have had to be discontinued. 2, a list of all the projects in each county whose implementation timelines have been reviewed, specifying the original and reviewed commencement and completion timelines for each project. 3, a breakdown of the financial costs including any interests and penalties that have accrued from the delayed uptake of any funds or implementation projects. Number 2, whether all additional allocations to county governments for the years 2023-2024, 2024-2025 for the financial years, the 2 financial years, have been disbursed to the counties, and if not, obtain the reasons for the same and the projected timelines for disbursement of the outstanding amounts. Senator Catherine Muma, nominated senator.
Senator Tabitha Keroche.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations in a matter of county-wide concern regarding the displacement of residents of Kihoto Village by the rising water levels in Lake Naivasha. Mr. Speaker, sir, the rising water levels in the lake have left homes submerged, destroyed property and livelihoods, and exposed the affected community to waterborne diseases and other serious health risks. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the current state of disaster preparedness by the county government of Nakuru, the effectiveness of the county government's response to the displacement of residents of Kihoto Village by the rising water levels in Lake Naivasha, and specifically the failure by the county government to provide adequate humanitarian assistance to the affected community despite the existence of an emergency fund. The steps being taken by the county government to ensure that the residents receive the essential humanitarian support, including food, shelter, medical care, and sanitation services. Led by Senator Tabitha Keroche, Senator of Nakuru County. Speaker, sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation, and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the unprocedural handing over of a Afraha Stadium to the Kenya Defence Forces, the audit of finance expenditures incurred, and the status of the project as initially funded by the World Bank. Mr. Speaker, sir, the recent transfer of a Afraha Stadium to the KDF executed without public consultation and amid unresolved questions surrounding financial management and project continuity has raised serious concerns. As a flagship development for Nakuru County, the stadium was originally supported by the World Bank. Its upturn handover, coupled with a lack of clarity on the use of funds and stakeholder engagement, necessitates urgent scrutiny to protect public interest and uphold the principles of good governance. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances that led to the World Bank Group's withdrawal from the Afraha Stadium project, and provide the status of the project at the time of the exit. A comprehensive account of the funds previously allocated to the project, detailing how the funds were utilized and explaining the reasons behind the stalling of the project prior to the handover. Whether the Ministry of Defense undertook comprehensive due diligence before assuming control of the project, including an audit of the expenditures already incurred, review of projects drawings and bills of quantities, evaluation of technical reports, and engagement with consultants and contractors previously commissioned under the World Bank supported initiative. Whether any public participation was conducted prior to the handover in accordance with the constitutional and statutory requirements. Whether the World Bank has been informed of the stadium handover and any redesign or reconstruction works currently underway. Whether the national government is aware of any significant works already completed on the stadium and explain how this aligns with the decision to transfer the project to KDF. Read by Senator Tabitha Karanja, Senator of Nakuru County. Thank you.
Senator Shakila Abdallah. Now, Honorable Senator Hamida, would you deposit your written authority to read this statement on behalf of the Honorable Senator Shakila? Then we shall await a written authority. We'll defer it for some moment as you sort out that. Senator for Tharaka Nithi County.
Governor Wapi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on a matter of national concern regarding low voter registration turnout witness across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IBC, launching a nationwide registration drive on 29th of September 2025, targeting 6.3 million new voters, preliminary reports indicate that many eligible Kenyans remain unregistered, citing logistical, technical, and informational barriers. This especially threatens to de-franchise legal settlements of the population, particularly those in rural areas, persons with disability, the elderly, and marginalized communities. It also points to systematic gaps in outreach, infrastructure, and coordination that must be urgently addressed. In the statement, Honorable Speaker, the committee should address the following: measures in place to ease access for citizens who face challenges traveling along distances to registration centers, especially vulnerable groups such as persons with disability, the elderly, and those living in rural areas. To Honorable Speaker, the committee should also cite the specific steps being taken to intensify voter registration campaigns in all counties to boost registration numbers by reaching more Kenyans, especially in unreserved areas. Number 3, Honorable Speaker, the committee should also look at the budgetary allocations earmarked for voter registration, civic education, outreach programs, including how these resources are being utilized to target youth, marginalized communities, and rural population. Number 4, Honorable Speaker, not the least, the committee should also look at the mechanisms being implemented to resolve system failures and technical issues encountered during registration, particularly for citizens seeking to update, correct, or transfer their voter registration. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is Senator Mwenda Gataya, More Fire, CBS, Member of Parliament, today. Thank you.
Senator Joe Newton. Yep. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the rollout, administration, and financial management of telemedicine services by the county government of Murang'a. Mr. Speaker, sir, the county government of Murang'a launched telemedicine services to facilitate remote consultations between patients in local dispensaries and health centers and health centers and medical specialists via an online platform. Mr. Speaker, while this initiative is commendable for expanding access to health care, serious concerns have emerged regarding the financial integrity and governance of the payment systems associated with the service. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the reasons why the telemedicine payment systems has not been integrated into the county government of Muranga's official revenue collection infrastructure, such as the USSD platform used for other county services. 2, whether payments for telemedicine services are currently being processed through select paybill numbers that are reportedly not registered under the county government of Muranga, and if so, the basis for their continued use. 3, the status and ownership details of the said paybill numbers, including identities of the individuals or entities that own them, and the legal or administrative framework under which they were approved for use in collecting payments for county services. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the identities of persons who have authority to access or withdraw funds from these paybill numbers, and whether the county government can furnish the committee with audited revenue statements indicating the total amount collected through these paybills since the launch of the telemedicine initiative. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Everyone knows whom this senator is.
Senator Andrew Omtata. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my request for a statement is on the handling of the Kenya shillings 32,309,300 urban infrastructure grant in Busia County under the Kenya Urban Support Program 2, KUSAP 2. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the handling of Kenya shillings 32,309,300 allocated to Busia County under the Urban Infrastructure Grant of the Kenya Urban Support Program 2. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Urban Infrastructure Grant intended to support urban development in Busia and Malaba municipalities was reportedly transferred from the County Revenue Fund to an unauthorized account at the Central Bank of Kenya, contrary to the World Bank's Program Operations Manual, which mandates the use of designated special purpose accounts. This deviation raises serious concerns about procedural compliance, financial accountability, and the protection of public and donor resources in the county. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, verification from the National Treasury and the Control of Budget on the authorization status of the bank account to which the Kenya shillings 32,309,300 was transferred under the KUSAP 2 framework. 2, measures instituted to rectify the irregular transfer and ensure the funds are moved to the approved special purpose account for the timely implementation of the intended urban development projects. 3, identification of the individuals or officers involved in authorizing the transfer of funds to an unauthorized account, alongside a detailed account of any administrative or legal measures instituted in response to the irregularity. 4, existing safeguards and oversight mechanisms that govern the management of donor-funded grants at the county level, with emphasis on transparency and adherence to legal and programmatic guidelines. 5, legal provisions that empower Parliament through the Control of Budget or the National Treasury to access details such as ownership, signatories, transaction history, and interest earnings of the account where the funds were deposited, notwithstanding CBK's confidentiality claims. 6. Frameworks or principles that guide the balance between banking confidentiality and public accountability in cases involving public funds held at the Central Bank of Kenya. Signed, Senator Andrew Mtoto Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia. Mr. Speaker, I have a second statement I request to read.
Have I approved it?
Yes.
Proceed.
My second request for statement is on the alarming rate of road safety on major highways and roads across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation and Housing on a matter of national concern regarding the alarming rate of road safety on major highways and roads across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, although road transport is central to Kenya's economic activity, the increasing frequency of fatal accidents, many of them preventable, has become a national crisis. Major highways such as Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret, Malaba, Nakuru, Kisumu remain poorly lit, lack proper signage, and are riddled with unmarked and hazardous bumps, placing motorists and pedestrians at serious risk. And roadworthy vehicles continue to operate freely even in the presence of traffic police checkpoints. At the same time, reports of corruption within the traffic police service and irregular driver licensing facilitated by some driving schools in collusion with the NTSA officers have further compromised public safety. Mr. Speaker, sir, the absence of a smart traffic management system, weak enforcement of the highway code, and inadequate infrastructure have eroded public confidence in road safety enforcement. It is imperative that the government takes decisive action to restore order, accountability, and protection for all road users. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. Immediate measures by the Ministry of Roads and Transport and the NTSA to improve road safety and reduce fatal accidents. 2. The steps the government is taking to ensure that all major highways and roads are adequately lit and fitted with the proper signage to enhance visibility and safety. The actions being taken to address corruption within the traffic police service and the NTSA to ensure effective enforcement of traffic laws. 4. The mechanisms in place to regulate and audit driving schools to ensure they provide proper training and only qualified drivers are licensed. 5. The plans to introduce a smart traffic management system and restore public confidence in road safety enforcement in Kenya. Signed, Senator Andrew Mtoto Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Consolata.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the recent discovery of over Kenya shillings 683 billion worth of gold deposits in Isulu, Busiangala area in Kolomani, Kakamega County by Shanta Gold Kenya Limited. Mr. Speaker, sir, a British firm, Shanta Gold Kenya Limited, which is a subsidiary of Shanta Gold, a company incorporated in Guernsey in the British Isles, is lining up underground mining of gold in Kakamega County with the deposits of the gold valued at more than Kenya shillings 683 billion. The firm has sought authority from the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, seeking clearance to develop an underground gold mine and processing center in the Isulu Buchangala area to mine the metal over an 8-year period. The firm projects that it will acquire approximately 337 acres of land, mostly private freehold plots, which will require the relocation of about 800 households. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, a detailed breakdown of the licensing process followed by Shanta Gold Kenya Limited, including the status of approvals from relevant agencies, such as NEMA and the Ministry of Mining. 2, whether the company has obtained all necessary permits for exploration, environmental and social impact assessments, mining operations, and whether it has followed all due processes for the land acquisition. 3, the details on the proposed acquisition of 337 acres and the planned relocation of approximately 800 households, confirming whether a resettlement action plan, RAP, has been developed and whether affected communities have been consulted and compensated. 4, whether public participation and free, prior, and informed consent, FPIC processes were conducted in accordance with Article 232, 1D of the Constitution and relevant laws, as well as whether the concerns raised by local residents were addressed, including reports of public demonstrations opposing the project. 5, the project economic benefits of the project to the local community and county government, including employment opportunities, local procurement, and revenue sharing. Senator Consolata Okwabubi MP, nominated Senator.
Senator for Nairobi City County, the Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of countrywide concern regarding delays in the issuance of the 2024 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Examinations and Kenya Certificate of Primary Education certificates by schools and the Kenya National Examinations Council. Mr. Speaker, these delays arise either from prolonged periods before NEC issues examination certificates or from school principals unlawfully withholding them despite regulations that prohibit the retention of certificates on the basis of fee balances. As a result, young Kenyans have missed critical opportunities, including scholarships and police or military recruitment slots. This recruitment is ongoing, Honorable Speaker. In a country where such opportunities are scarce and employment prospects remain limited, it is unacceptable that the livelihoods of our young people are put at risk through the withholding or delayed issuance of documents that are essential to securing their future. In the statement, therefore, the committee should address the following. Number 1, when the 2024 KCSE and KCPE certificates will be released by the Kenya National Examinations Council and the reasons for the current delays. Secondly, whether the Ministry of Education's directive issued on 1st April 2025, which reaffirms the government policy under the Kenya National Examinations Council Act 2012, requiring all schools to release examination certificates to candidates irrespective of outstanding fee balances, remains in force, and the extent to which this directive is being implemented by schools across the country. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, we want to know the measures that have been put in place to regularize and streamline the issuance of examination certificates, including steps to ensure that certificates are produced and dispatched promptly after the release of results. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimesimama kulingana na kanuni ya 53(1) ya kanuni za kudumu za Seneti kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya barabara, uchukuzi na makao kuhusu msongamano wa magari katika barabara ya Proceedings katika eneo bunge la Changamwe, kaunti ya Mombasa. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika siku karibuni kumekuwa na msongamano mkubwa wa magari katika barabara ya Proceedings inayoelekea Nairobi, bandari ya Mombasa, kituo cha SGR kule Miritini na maeneo ya kusini mwa pwani kupitia barabara ya Dongo Kundu na vile vile hospitali ya Proceedings ambayo ni mashuhuri kwa matibabu ya ugonjwa wa TB na masuala ya akili. Msongamano huu, Mheshimiwa Spika, umekuwa kero kwa watumizi wa barabara hiyo wanaopata shida kwa kucheleweshwa kwenye safari zao. Wagonjwa wanaotafuta matibabu katika hospitali ya Proceedings pia wameathirika, na hivi karibuni watu 3 wamepoteza maisha kwa sababu ya kuchelewa kufikishwa hospitali kutokana na msongamano huo. Katika kauli hiyo, kamati izingatia yafuatayo. Kwanza, chanzo cha msongamano wa magari katika barabara ya Proceedings katika eneo bunge la Changamwe, kaunti ya Mombasa. Na ya pili, mikakati ambayo Wizara ya Barabara na Uchukuzi na pia Mamlaka ya Barabara Kuu ya Kenya KENHA imeweka ili kutatua kero la msongamano huo katika barabara hiyo, ikikumbuka kwamba barabara mbadala ya kuelekea Nairobi kupitia Mikindani bado inajengwa. Tatu, hatua za kisheria zinazochukuliwa kwa madereva wanaokiuka sheria kwa kuegesha magari yao barabarani na pambizoni mwake, jambo ambalo limepelekea hali hiyo kuwa mbaya zaidi. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Senator Mohamed Faki Mwenyehaji, Senator County ya Mombasa. Mheshimiwa Spika, niko na statement nyingine.
Proceed, Honorable.
Asante. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the persistent and worsening shortage of clean and reliable water in the counties of Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi and Taita Taveta. Mr. Speaker, sir, the counties of Mombasa, Kilifi and Taita Taveta continue to face severe and persistent water shortage of clean and reliable water, despite long-standing efforts such as the Mzima Springs pipeline and the proposed Mzima 2 project, which remains stalled. Residents endure long treks in search of water, rely on limited private donations, and are forced to purchase water at exorbitant prices, of up to Kenya shillings 50 for a 20 jerrycan liter, often without assurance of safety. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mombasa alone requires 200,000 cubic meters of water daily, but receives only a fraction of that, while the Mwache Dam, intended as a temporary solution, faces funding delays. Rapid urbanization and industrial growth and new housing developments are increasing demand without corresponding water infrastructure upgrades. County governments are further constrained by borrowing restrictions and lack of control over water resources, which are vested in the national government. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the immediate and short-term measures currently in place by both the national and county government to caution residents of Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi and Taita Taveta counties from the ongoing water crisis. Number 2, the timelines for the completion of the Mwache Dam, given the stalled negotiations and the urgent need for water in the affected counties. Number 3, the current water demand and supply across the 4 counties, including daily consumption trends and actual volumes received from the existing sources, such as Mzima Springs, Marere, Tiwi, and the anticipated output from the Mwache Dam. Number 4, the implementation timeline, funding status and reasons for delay in the commencement of the Mzima 2 pipeline, which was scheduled to begin in 2017 and conclude in 2025, and recommend measures to fast-track the project. Number 5, the feasibility study, the feasibility of financing Mzima 2 pipeline through public-private partnerships, and outline any existing proposal or negotiations in this regard. Number 6, the legal and physical barriers preventing county governments from independently funding water projects, and propose mechanisms to address these limitations. Number 7, the details on any national level strategic plans to address long-term water scarcity in the coast region, including coordination with the Coast Water Services Board and the local water companies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Mohamed Faki Mwenyehaji, Senator County of Mombasa. Thank you.
Senator Hezena Lemalentian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request to change my microphone because of light.
You can proceed to whichever microphone that will serve you correctly. Or you can come to the dispatch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I raise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely the recent concluded Maa Cultural Festival 2025 held in Amboseli, Kajiado County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Maa Cultural Festival 2025 was a vibrant week-long celebration of Maasai heritage held from the 4th to 9th of November 2025 at Amboseli National Park. The event brought together thousands of Maa-speaking community members from across the country and the East African region. It featured traditional performances, cultural exhibitions, intergenerational storytelling, youth-led innovations, and a historic conservation milestone. The festival was graced by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto CGH, on the 8th of November 2025. The festival served as a powerful platform for reaffirming the identity, unity, and resilience of the Maa people. It celebrated the deep connection between the community, their land, and the natural environment. The event also marked a historic handover of Amboseli National Park to the people of Kajiado County, an act that recognized the community's long-standing stewardship of the ecosystem and their role in conservation and cultural tourism. Mr. Speaker, sir, this was a moment of pride and unity where tradition met modern aspirations in a setting that celebrated both heritage and progress. I applaud the Maa leaders and elders for their unwavering commitment to safeguarding both culture and environment. Their leadership continues to inspire younger generations and ensures that the values, wisdom, and identity of the Maa people remain vibrant and relevant in today's Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, of particular note was the remarkable participation of the youth. Their presence was felt in every aspect of the festival, from performances that blended traditional and contemporary artistic styles to exhibitions of entrepreneurial innovations rooted in Maa heritage. This included fashion, crafts, digital storytelling, and creative enterprises that are not only preserving culture, but also empowering youth economically. The festival also provided a forum for dialogue between youth, elders, leaders, and development partners on critical issues such as heritage, economics, climate resilience, responsible tourism, and the role of young people in shaping the future of their communities. This affirmed that the youth are not only inheritors of heritage, but also key drivers of transformation, creativity, and unity. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to commend the government of Kenya under the leadership of His Excellency the President for honoring a long-standing aspiration of the Maa community through this recognition. This gesture not only acknowledged the historical role of the Maa people in conservation, but also marked a significant step towards inclusive and community-led environmental governance. I further applaud the Maa elders, leaders, and cultural custodians for their unwavering commitment to safeguarding both culture and environment. Their leadership continues to inspire younger generations and ensure that the values, wisdom, and identity of the Maa people remain vibrant and relevant in today's Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, in conclusion, I wish to commend the organizers, cultural custodians, community elders, youth leaders, and all participants who contributed to the success of the Maa Cultural Festival 2025. Their dedication ensured that the event was not only a celebration of heritage, but also a reaffirmation of pride, unity, and enduring spirit of the Maa communities. I urge both the national and county governments as well as development partners to continue supporting such cultural initiatives that promote national cohesion, economic empowerment, and environmental stewardship. Senator Hezena Lemalitian, MP nominated senator, dated the 18th of November 2025. Thank you.
Senator Professor Tom Mujenda, Senator for Kisumu County. That statement is dropped. We will now take comments for not more than 15 minutes on the statements that have been sought. starting with Honorable Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me quickly make my comments on two statements. One statement by Senator Fernandi, Senator Cheregei, on the issue of MTR, which means mobile termination rates. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the statement that has been raised by the good senator, but I also want to inform him that MTR is a product of the total cost of operating business. And I know that some countries which have zero MTR, but very few countries. In fact, it's just US and a few other countries. Most other countries, the MTR rate is very high, particularly in Africa here. If you look at other competing countries like South Africa and Nigeria and Egypt, the MTR rate is very high. And it's a product of the cost of doing business. Mr. Speaker, the cost of doing telecommunication business in this country is very high, extremely high. And that reflects in the MTR. That is finally what the consumers pay in terms of making calls. Like in this case for Safaricom, Mr. Speaker, the government of Kenya cannot be asking for a lower MTR when telecommunication business is one of the most highly taxed businesses in this country. For example, Mr. Speaker, on the 1st of July this year, CA Communication Authority increased the frequency spectrum rates by more than 900%. And these are the businesses which it needs to run. They will, of course, pass that cost to the consumers. Number two, Mr. Speaker, the cost of electricity in Kenya is very high. And these companies consume a lot of electricity. If you put high cost of electricity, that will be reflected in the cost that is finally going to be taken to the consumers. I think the starting point is for the government to appreciate the fact that for this government to be competitive, we need to invest in digital economy. How do you invest in digital economy? By ensuring that telecommunication operators operate in an environment which is sustainable. So I would like the committee that will be looking at this particular statement to look at it from a wider context and not a simplistic context. As we are speaking now, Mr. Speaker, the cost of even licensing for telecommunication in Kenya is very high. Most of these operators, Safaricom, Airtel, they have been, their license expired 3 years ago, and it has not been renewed. So this company...
30 seconds to wind up your thoughts.
Because of the delay in issuing renewed license, for example, a company like Safaricom cannot even make investment decisions. So when we talk about MTR, and I'm talking as an expert in the ICT sector, we must look at it from a wider context. Let us look at the aspect of doing business for telecommunication companies in this country, and then we'll understand the problem better. Mr. Speaker, I support the statement to that extent.
Senator Boni.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to appreciate the initiative by nominated Senator Nabuire. Together with Senator Catherine Muma, they are the only leaders from our community who have woken up to the reality of what is going on in Ikolomani. And with maximum respect, it is sad that Shanda Gold has compromised several layers of leadership from our region, and that's why they are quiet. Mr. Speaker, in Luyaland, when you move a household, you move at least 10 people. At least 10 people. It therefore means that we are talking about relocation of 8 to 10,000 people.
What is your point of order, Senator for Vihiga?
Mr. Speaker, I did not want to interrupt my elder brother, Senator Halwale, but standing on point of standing order number 105, Senator Halwale has made an allegation that leaders from our community, I know the community is referring to is the Luya community where I belong. And Mr. Speaker, it is not fair for him to put me in that bracket of leaders because I have been opposed to Shanda Gold. In fact, what they are doing on the border between Vihiga and Siaya. So I would like the Senator to retract his statement or clarify.
Now, Senator Boni, that's a fair observation. Proceed to do the needful.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I again celebrate my younger brother for defending yourself and setting the record clear. Mr. Speaker, where are people, 8 to 10,000 are being moved to nowhere? The leaders are quiet, apart from Catherine and Consolata and yours truly. 2, the administration and the national government and the county government are quiet. Mr. Speaker, the matter is so grave that Catherine Muma and I had to save the day. Last week, part of the reason why I was not here, there were fights and we were being tear-gassed by the police, which is supposed to defend these people who are asking, where are you taking us? I refuse, on behalf of the people of the Kolmani.
Give the Senator 1 minute.
Yes, by extension, the entire Liranda corridor, that we shall not move. We will only move if we are the ones mining. We have not said we cannot mine. We will only move if our stake is not limited to 5%. 5% of our own gold, so that some tomcards. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Boni, would you wish to be informed by the Senator Fernandez?
Yes.
Proceed, Senator Fernandez.
I want to inform Senator Kalwale, my neighbor, that under the Mining Act, 10% to the local community, 20% to the county government, and 70% to the national government as per the Mining Act of 2015. And agree with him, under the law, the local community can form what we call mining corporation and proceed to mine under the law, under mining rules of 2015. Point of information, I'm informing.
Mr. Speaker, we should always plead with the colleagues. If you must inform a member, you tell him something he doesn't know. The law you are talking about, before you came here, we enacted that law. So I know what I am talking about. These are very...
Senator Boni, that information should be useful.
Yes, it is useful, but he shouldn't give the impression that Boni Kalwale doesn't know the law.
You had indicated earlier on that 5% was to go to the community.
Let me help him, because he doesn't know the law. Allow me to inform him now. It is 5% to the community, 10 to the county government, 20 to the national government. The balance disappears with the tomcat who is called the investor. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, Senator Boni, you're going to open yourself to so many points of orders for absolutely nothing.
What do they want?
That is not the law.
What do they want?
That is not the law. And you know it.
So, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, thanks for that 1 minute that you've given me.
Okay.
Thanks for that 1 minute. Seriously speaking, we will not move from Kakamega for whatever reason other than we are mining that gold ourselves, and mine it we shall. If I don't, my children will. If they don't, my grandchildren will.
Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for an opportunity to contribute to the statements, and quickly to contribute to the statement by Hezena, to just applaud the Ma community for the beautiful cultural event that they had, an event that all of us were in awe, and we hope that the rest of the Kenyan communities can move towards where the Ma are moving. Secondly, to contribute to the statement by Senator Wakwabubi on the issue of the Shanta gold. Honorable Speaker, the issue of social risk assessments of what mining will do is an issue that Parliament needs to take seriously. Honorable Speaker, on this particular matter, the NEMA actually put a public participation notice in June last year and did not actually give a link that had the report that they had. So the communities in the rural areas were not able to access this report. Honorable Speaker, the report is shy of 1,000 pages. They then came up with another statement. They were supposed to have public participation last week. And Honorable Speaker, that particular notice did not make any reference to the report. The June notice actually asked that anybody who wants to read the report should physically go to the offices of NEMA in Nairobi and in Kakamega to read those reports. Honorable Speaker, I personally tried to find out from NEMA why this was not happening, why proper public participation was not taking place. And Honorable Speaker, it was a shock that I was only able to access that report after it was sent to me by a member from NEMA. Speaker, just allow me one more minute. I am shocked, Speaker, that the government spokesman has actually gone to Kakamega to assure the people of Kakamega of how they are going to benefit from this venture, even before NEMA has done an environmental assessment and released a report. What does that mean? That the national government is already working with Shanta before even the process is over. Honorable Speaker, while we need to implement the mining law purposefully, we need to respect the human rights of the people who are there. And I suggest, Mr. Speaker, that this House take an interest.
30 seconds, conclude your thoughts, Honourable Senator.
Helps to streamline laws and procedures relating to mining so that they do not end up undermining the human rights of communities on lands that actually have minerals under the ground. This has been happening a lot in the coast. It is not just the issue of gold is not just in Kakamega. It is also happening in Nyanza, in Ramula. I'm a wife of the people in Nyanza. I am a daughter of the people in Western. And I am speaking on behalf of both to say that we must respect the rights of communities, particularly the rights for communities to stay together instead of being divided under divide and rule. And we need the government to allow an objective process rather than have a government spokesman who has no clue about the community that he's actually going into, issuing statements without actually consulting people. I support that statement.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, allow me to comment on two statements, the statement on the issue of mining. And Honourable Speaker, my question to the Ministry of Mining is, what is the role of the National Mining Corporation? Why can these minerals be assigned to the National Mining Corporation and the government of Kenya invests in acquiring the equipment to mine these minerals, Honourable Speaker, so that the government of Kenya and the country Kenya can then utilize the resources, while the community is benefiting at that lower level, the county is getting the resources, and the remainder of the resources comes to national government so that they can be distributed for service delivery across the nation, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, it should also be noted that ever since the National Mining Corporation was established, the Ministry of Mining has never issued a single mining license to the National Mining Corporation. We would like to know why is the Cabinet Secretary quick to issue mining licenses to private entities and not quick to issue the National Mining Corporation, which is an entity of government, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my next statement is the statement sought by the Senator for Muranga on the issue of telemedicine, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have seen counties come up with innovation like telemedicine, using drones to deliver, I don't know, samples, Honorable Speaker. But unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, all this is just in the talk, but we have not seen the action. We have had an opportunity as the Senate Committee of Health to visit Muranga, and we didn't see an iota of telemedicine. It is extremely important that county governments, when they say we are implementing this, they should actually implement, Honorable Speaker. Number two, Honorable Speaker, revenues that are accruing as a result of health services, Honorable Speaker, are supposed to be utilized by the facilities. And the F5 Act envisages that those resources will be collected by the facility, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm surprised to see that the county government of Muranga have bay bills that are not being even owned by the county government of Muranga. So where is this revenue going? Because the F5 Act is very clear. The revenue must go to the facility. So as the committee looks at this, they should also look at how the resources that are meant for F5 are being utilized. In my own county, Honorable Speaker, the governor launched a very ambitious program of drones delivering reagents, specimens, but ever since it was launched, we have never seen those drones flying, except the small drones we see on weddings and funerals doing videography and so forth. So some of these so-called innovations have costs that are not being made public, and that money has not delivered or provided the service that was intended, Honorable Speaker. So therefore, the committee should look seriously into this matter of innovation.
Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to encourage Senator Halwale and Senator Muma, who are refined lawyers, Mr. Speaker, to go to a constitutional court. But well, Senator Muma is a refined constitutional lawyer. To go to court, Senator Halwale can be a witness, Mr. Speaker, to go to court and file a constitutional reference to deal with the human rights situation about to befall their community, and it is through that particular court proceedings, together with what we are going to do in the House, is going to refine this matter and make sure that human rights are given priority. You cannot just move population, which also has graves and other cultures assigned to it, and most important, the priority should go to the local residents to do the mining before going to any other place. Mr. Speaker, about the road accidents, Mr. Speaker, the road to Mombasa has become, a place where a lot of people die. On last Friday, Mr. Speaker, I watched 2 cars of people I know collide, and most of the people died just before Emali, out of, the many trucks which denied one car an opportunity to overtake. And Mr. Speaker, the dual carriage had already been designed by the Americans and should have been done by now. And I want to encourage the government really to do the Nairobi-Mombasa dual carriage as quickly as possible. It's going to save the country a lot of lives, and it's also going to save costs in terms of insurance companies, and a life, Mr. Speaker, is more important than anything to protect in the country. Mr. Speaker, on the matter of Lake Naivasha, recently my Committee of National Cohesion was visiting, and that crisis is very serious, Mr. Speaker. It's a fresh water lake, meaning it has an exit, and the designers of the development around Lake Naivasha should know to what height, because then are we one day going to have all those investments and hotels swallowed by water? So I really support what the Senator for Nakuru has done, and I think this is urgent. The government has budgeted emergency funds, Mr. Speaker, which have not seen be applied in Marakwet when there was a crisis, nor in this situation in Naivasha. And this is money for emergency, Mr. Speaker, which should be utilized. So I really want to support that, and I think it's a matter which the Senate should take very seriously, so that this crisis can be stopped, because the wreck is increasing day in, day out, and it's not stopping. So most probably, Mr. Speaker, the other investments are going to be caught up, and it's going to be a big crisis, Mr. Speaker. I thank you, and I do support.
Senator Mariam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to add my voice on the statement raised by Senator Tharaka-Nithi on the turnout of the voters. Mr. Speaker, concerning that, this continuous voter registration and the Act under our constitutional, which is 88(4), which allow registration to be taken. Mr. Speaker, this is normally after election. After 6 months after election, they are supposed to take this continuous registration. But because of IBC was not constituted by then, but they have started late, Mr. Speaker, but our target for the country registration is 6.3 million. But currently, the last report, which has been released by IBC on 10th of October, it is only 3,207 voters, Mr. Speaker. This shows that there is a low turnover, and this is because of lack of identity card, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, most of the youth, that is the new registration of 6.3, most of them is our youth. And most of these youth, they don't have an ID. If it has been processed from the area, and in the long run coming to this here in the main office for processing of the ID, they normally keep it on this. I don't know why. They have to release the ID which they have already processed to the county respectively, so that they urge our youth to take the registration. Mr. Speaker, also on this registration, there is also the distance of the current IBC office from the citizens. So we urge that IBC to take the registration of voters to the ward section, so that at least there is no costing card for registration of ID, for registration of voters. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to add also my voice on the county additional bill, allocation bill, which has been delayed. Mr. Speaker, the more we delay the money, the counties delay the projects. And also there is also an avoidable expenditure which is incurred, because most of these allocation, additional allocation is loan. Where without disbursement, and there is how.
Our senators, the time allocated for statements is, we have surpassed the 15 minutes. We are now almost 25 minutes. So let us get the statement and standing under 57. Majority Leader. Standing on number 1 is this afternoon is suspended.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 57.1, I hereby present the business for the week commencing Tuesday, 25th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the legislative business before the Senate is as follows. 60 bills are pending, conclusion of which 40 are at the second reading, 18 are the committee of the whole, and 2 are waiting for first reading. 30 motions are pending conclusion. 19 petitions are pending conclusion, out of which 15 are due for reporting by respective standing committees, and 478 statements pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 are being considered by standing committees. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Tuesday, 25th November 2025, the Senate Business Committee will meet to consider the business for the week. The tentative business for that day will include business not concluded from today's order paper, and the following business: bills at second reading. The Wildlife Conservation and Management Bill, Senate Bills number 46 of 2023. The Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 49 of 2023. The Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2024. The County Wards Equitable Development Bill, Senate Bills number 20 of 2024. The Livestock Protection and Sustainability Bill, Senate Bills number 32 of 2024. The County Government State Officers Removal from Office Procedural Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2024. And the County Government Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2024. Motions. Debate on the President's address to Parliament. Report of the consultative meeting of the Executive Committee of the Forum of Parliaments of the Member States of the International Conference on the Great Lakes Region, held in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, from 2022 to 2024 January 2025. Progress report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration on an inquiry into the diversity and inclusivity in the staff composition of state agencies in Kenya, and report of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagements to Mandera, Wajir, and Marsabit counties. The tentative business for the morning sittings on Wednesday, 26 November 2025 will include the following questions addressed to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Interior and National Administration as follows. Questions numbers 013, 018, and 097 by Senator James Morango, MP. Questions numbers 041 and 0120 and 120 by Senator Daniel Manzo, EBS, MP. Question number 051 by Senator Kadri Muma, MP. Question numbers 054, 056, and 059 by Senator James Omenen, MP. Questions number 052 by Senator Joyce Correa, CBS, MP. Questions number 094 by Senator Justice Stewart Mazao, EGH, MP. Question number 100 by Senator Mohamed Chute, MP. Question number 107 by Senator Mwenda Kataya, CBS, MP. And question number 109 by Senator Hamida Kibwana, MP. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 26th November 2025 will include business not concluded from Tuesday's order paper and the following. Bills at the second reading: the County Wards Equitable Development Bill, Senate Bills number 20 of 2024, and the County Government Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2024. Bills at the Committee of the Whole: the Sports Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2024, the Public Fundraising Appeals Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2024, the Heritage and Museum Bill, Senate Bills number 8 of 2023, the Environment Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 23 of 2024, the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 10 of 2024, the County Government Election Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2024, the Sports Amendment number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2024, the County Civic Education Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2024, the Office of the County Attorney Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 47 of 2024, the Seeds and Plant Varieties Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2025, the County Hall of Fame Bill, Senate Bills number 18 of 2023, the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2024, and the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly's Bill number 45 of 2024. Bills are second reading. Motions. Debate on the President's Address to Parliament, provision of integrated financial management information system, reports for county governments to the Senate, and mainstreaming gender perspectives in legislative and policy process. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Thursday, 27th November 2025, will include business not concluded from Wednesday's order paper and the following. Bills are the second reading. The Electronic Equipment Disposal, Recycling and Reuse Bill, Senate Bills number 5 of 2025. The Energy Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 11 of 2025. The Health Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 12 of 2025. Motions. Debate on the address to Parliament by His Excellency the President, Day 3. Establishment of a policy to regulate artificial intelligence and innovations in Kenya. The de-link junior secondary schools from primary schools and mainstreaming a framework for clean cooking in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you and I hereby lay the statement on the table of the Senate. Senator Tabitha Karanja Keroche, Deputy Majority Leader. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Installation of CCTV cameras in all police stations, cells and police reporting desks. Question to be put.
Clerk, I said to know that you have a quorum to put the question. Honorable Senators, let me reorganize the order. Order number 8 and order number 9. We defer those two orders. We go to order number 16.
Order number 16, motion. Establishment of national teaching and referral hospitals in Kenya.
This is the resumption of debate. Clerk, is there any member who has some minutes remaining, or you open it to? Okay. Then let us have Senator Kavindu against. Senator Veronica Duarte. Give Senator Veronica Maina the mic.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity, but I spoke to this motion yesterday, I had pressed my button hoping to comment on the statement on the Ma Cultural Festival 2025 before you close the statement hour.
There was
So it's,
no more time.
It's overtaken, yes.
So from my list here, from my dashboard, I can show the Senator Charagai spoke. Just clear. Is interested now to contribute should maybe get into the intervention button. Senator Muniaji Mohamed Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii kuchangia hoja ambayo imeletwa bungeni na Senator wa Taita Taveta, Senator Mwaruma, kuhusiana na kuanzishwa kwa hospitali za rufaa pamoja na kusomesha madaktari katika kila eneo la mkoa. Mheshimiwa Spika, hoja hii imekuja katika wakati mzuri sana, wakati tunaangalia kwa undani masuala ya afya na mahospitali kutokana na shida ambazo zimekuja kuhusiana na sheria ya SHA. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kweli kwamba hivi sasa Kenya tuna hospitali 5 za rufaa, ikiwamo Kenyatta hapa Nairobi, Jomo Kenyatta University hapa Ruiru, vile vile Mathare, pamoja na Moi kule Kisumu, na hivi majuzi Jaramogi Oginga Odinga kule Nyanza. Mheshimiwa Spika, tukiangalia uwepo wa hospitali hizo kuu za rufaa kwa sehemu ya Pwani na sehemu ya Ukambani kwenda mpaka upande wa Garissa na kwengineko, sehemu hizo Mheshimiwa Spika zimetengwa katika uwepo wa hospitali kubwa kama hizi, na wale ambao ni wagonjwa wa magonjwa mbalimbali ambao wanataka matibabu ya kiufundi, yani specialized treatment, inakuwa ni gharama kubwa wao kusafiri kutoka maeneo yao mpaka maeneo ya hospitali zile ambazo ziko. Kwa mfano, mgonjwa akitumwa kutoka kaunti ya Lamu ama kaunti ya Tana River, sehemu kwa mfano sehemu ya Kipini kule Tana River, itabidi asafiri karibu siku 2 ndio aweze kufika Eldoret ili aweze kupata matibabu. Mheshimiwa Spika, vile vile sehemu ambazo hospitali hizi ziko zinakuwa kwa haraka zaidi kiuchumi kuliko zile sehemu nyingine, kwa sababu pale ni taasisi kubwa. Kuna watu wengi ambao wanazuru taasisi ile kwa siku, na vile vile wanahitajia huduma tofauti tofauti ambazo zinatakana zipatikane katika maeneo. Uwepo wa taasisi kama hizi unasaidia pakubwa kukuza uchumi wa zile sehemu ambazo zimewekwa. Na hakika mimi wakati Moi Teaching ilipoanzishwa kule Eldoret na hali ilivyo sasa ni tofauti kabisa, kwa sababu mambo mengi yameweza kukua maeneo yale, uchumi umeimarika. Kwa hivyo itakuwa ni njia moja ya kukuza uchumi na kukuza kaunti zetu iwapo tutakuwa na taasisi kama hizi katika maeneo tofauti tofauti. Mheshimiwa Spika, utaalamu pia unakuwa katika maeneo haya. Tukiangalia wale madaktari specialist ambao wako katika mahospitali hizi, kama kwa hospitali ya Kenyatta University hapa Ruiru, Kenyatta National Hospital, wale madaktari ambao wanapatikana katika sehemu hili ni taaluma tofauti tofauti zote ambazo zinapatikana pale. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hii pia inakuza uwezo wa madaktari kuweza kusoma katika maeneo ambao wako karibu na yao. Mheshimiwa Spika, madaktari wengi kwa mfano wale walikuwa wanafanya kazi Mombasa, inabidi wasafiri mpaka Nairobi waje waweze kusoma shahada yao ya uzamili ya pili, na vile vile pia wakati wanasoma kaunti zimekataa kuwalipa mishahara kwa sababu hawafanyi kazi katika kaunti, lakini wanafanya kazi katika hospitali kuu ya Kenyatta. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mbali na kwamba zitasaidia kuleta matibabu karibu, taasisi hizi Mheshimiwa Spika zitasaidia kusomesha madaktari kwa gharama ndogo kuliko vile ambavyo inafanyika sasa. Kwa sababu daktari akiondoka Mombasa kuja Nairobi hawezi kwenda kufanya kazi Mombasa. Itabidi amalize kazi, afanye kazi hapa Nairobi, na anapofanya kazi Nairobi Mheshimiwa Spika anachukuliwa kama ambaye yuko katika mafunzo. Halipu chochote. Yeye ndio anatakana kulipa hospitali kuu kwa mfano ya Kenyatta kwa sababu wanampa mafunzo kwa katika taaluma ambayo anafanya. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, uwepo wa taasisi hizi utasaidia pakubwa kuboresha masuala ya afya katika kaunti zile ambazo hospitali zitajengwa, na kwa hivyo basi ninaunga mkono. Na kwa watu wa Mombasa, sisi tuko tayari. Tuna hospitali kuu ya Port Reitz ambapo ina sehemu kubwa ambayo inaweza kutumika kwa masuala ya kujengwa kwa taasisi kama hii ya referral na ya kufunza madaktari taaluma tofauti tofauti. Mheshimiwa Spika, hivi majuzi pia tumeweza kubahatika kama kaunti ya Mombasa kupata University ya TUM, yani Technical University of Mombasa, kufundisha taaluma ya udaktari katika kaunti ya Mombasa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sasa tuna sehemu ambayo tuna university katika kaunti ya Mombasa ambayo inafundisha taaluma ya udaktari, na hivyo basi tutapata nafasi iwapo tutaweza kujengewa hospitali kama hii. Mheshimiwa Spika, itasaidia pakubwa taasisi ile mpya ambayo imeanzishwa ili iweze kukua na kuwe na madaktari wengi zaidi wanapatikana kutokana katika kaunti ya Mombasa. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii, naunga mkono.
Okay, next is Senator Manzo Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving an opportunity to contribute on this very important motion. Mr. Speaker, health is very important, and if you travel around the country, you are able to find, like when the Committee of Health traveled around the country, you are able to find the standards in many hospitals in the country which are run by governments, either the national government or the county government. Mr. Speaker, the referral hospital and the teaching hospital, Mr. Speaker, connotes that there's a likelihood of a medical school where that hospital is situated. Kenyatta National Hospital, which has assisted a lot of patients in this country and is a referral hospital, has a lot of KMTC students running there, and the students from University of Nairobi also learning there. The teaching of medicine is such that the practicals take quite a number of years, and in fact the doctors on attachment are already doctors having qualified from the university and having been in school for 7 years or so, and be also the top cream of the national brains, people who have performed very well academically, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, when you have only 5, Mr. Speaker, distributed in a few regions, ordinarily this country used to have 8 regions when we had the provinces, and at least each province, former province, should have a teaching hospital and a referral hospital. I like the recent development of the Technical University, which is now teaching medicine, and therefore Mombasa is able to have a teaching, the coastal region generally is able to have a teaching and a referral hospital, Mr. Speaker. Previously, it seems like Kenyatta National Hospital has become the biggest referring hospital from all the counties, 47 of them, and at times even be useful to the region, Mr. Speaker, and therefore overloaded the experts there and the doctors there who are also teaching students, Mr. Speaker, are finding themselves very strained as they learn, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, it is important that we increase and strategically so the number of universities teaching medicine in the regions so that we could also, Mr. Speaker, take care of the deficit in people working for public hospitals, Mr. Speaker, especially qualified doctors. My interaction with a few doctors who work for government have given very sad stories. After somebody's been in university for 7 years, having been the best student in the country, or top cream of students in the country, when they begin their career, Mr. Speaker, in these government hospitals and the referral hospitals, even as they specialize in different areas, Mr. Speaker, it means that not only are we dealing with the undergraduates, but also postgraduate students in medicine, specializing in certain specifications, also need, these hospitals, and if distributed even in the region, Mr. Speaker, it will make it easier so that we could have these teaching and referral hospitals beginning first in the earlier regions, the provinces, 8 of them, and then we narrow down, Mr. Speaker, so that we can be able to access as many as possible. And also the government looking at improving their salaries as they improve the services, Mr. Speaker, and also the interns, Mr. Speaker, who are actually full doctors, be taken much better. Otherwise, what has happened, Mr. Speaker, is that we train, even with our own teaching, and who are absorbed into other job markets in the region. You find our doctors ending up, in the different parts of the world, or also ending up into private hospitals, Mr. Speaker, which limits the number of normal Kenyans who could be served by these wonderful doctors, Mr. Speaker. And that's why we need to reduce the strikes we've been seeing of the medical profession, from the ones who've been running around yesterday and today around Parliament to the ones, in the county levels. Mr. Speaker, the moment doctors go on strike, for poor pay or for contracts not met or by being mishandled by the counties, then it means a number of Kenyans do not follow under Article 43 that their medical treatment is denied and that their medical treatment is delayed, and the chances of deaths become higher, Mr. Speaker, and the nation ends up not serving the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. So I do support this great motion and hope that it is going to be implemented and that the planners of university education in this country could work and have medicine be taught in different universities, in different regions, so that, Mr. Speaker, a lot more improvement of healthcare in the country can be achieved. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Next, Senator Mariam Sheikh Omar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to add my contribution on the motion of establishment of the National Teaching and Referral Hospital in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, this is a very good motion, and it comes a very good time so that our people can be having a solution on what to do on the referral issue. Mr. Speaker, outside the Nairobi, there is only three referral hospitals, Mr. Speaker, and none is in northern Kenya. Mr. Speaker, from northern Kenya, Mandera wise, you ferry a patient from there to here, and in the long run, the patients, because of the distance and because of the nature of our infrastructure road, the patients lost their life, Mr. Speaker. Many of them, 90%. Mr. Speaker, to avoid this, we need a nearer national teaching referral hospital to tackle all, to have the specialists so that to avoid overcrowding on this side of the National Referral Hospital in Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, and also in the other parts of the country, most of the chronic disease that is specifically cancer, it is 90% in rural area, ASAL area specifically. Mr. Speaker, most of their diagnosed, they take treatment from KNH, Mr. Speaker. So to avoid this, we need the service to be nearer to the patients, that's our people, so that at least they can get early treatment so that to avoid at a later date of losing life. Mr. Speaker, in most of the referral hospital we have visited, in the county referral hospital, Mr. Speaker, there is no enough beds, sufficient beds. There is no equipment, Mr. Speaker, so that at least the county level we can get these treatments on the county level. Mr. Speaker, the health is devolved, and for the health to be positively having a result on our people, we need this referral hospital to be in northern Kenya, specifically which is between Mandera and Wajir. Mandera and Garissa, there is Wajir. So we need one so that Mandera County, we don't have to ferry to Nairobi. And also in Mandera, we are serving two countries, that is Ethiopia and Somali, which most of our patients are coming from Somali and Ethiopians. So we need this referral hospital to be in Mandera County, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for also county to be having a positive feedback on this health issue, Mr. Speaker, the budget of the counties, it is insufficient, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, the health sector is human resource, which is human capital, and the drugs, Mr. Speaker. The human resource on the county issues, because we have visited almost 20-something counties, and most of them, they have a shortage of staff. The hospitals, the nurses, the doctors, specialized doctors, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if at all the government can take initiatives of having this referral hospital in Mandera County, we need these specialized doctors to be nearer to our area, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with that remarks, I support the motion. Thank you.
Very well, Senator Mogeni Elik Okongo, Senator from Nyamira County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion that is has been sponsored by Senator for Taveta, Senator Johnson Mwaruma. And the importance of this motion, Mr. Speaker, is that we want to actualize the benefits that motivated many of us to vote for this new constitution in 2010. You know, Mr. Speaker, there was a lot of public participation, a lot of public discourse, leading to the excitement that you saw from Kenyans when they were voting for this constitution in 2010. And one of them, Mr. Speaker, was the hope that this constitution was going to transform healthcare for Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. And we were very deliberate. We said healthcare will be devolved to our counties so that quality medical care for the citizens of this country would be close to the people. But I agree with the Senator for Taveta, Senator Mwaruma, that we haven't done enough, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my neighbor here, or Senator for Bomet, Senator Sigei, will tell you that many of the patients who get attended in Tenwek Hospital and partly in Litein are overflows from the county of Nyamira in Kisii. Because of what this motion is seeking, that county governments should allocate more funds to their respective health dockets to adequately equip their level 5 and level 6 hospitals. And I dare say, Mr. Speaker, that some of these hospitals that we call level 5 are not really level 5. They are level 5 because politically they were given that title. But in terms of the facilities, I don't think they meet the criteria of being level 5. And I wanted to correct my good friend Senator Mwaruma, and I had a discussion with Senator Okech, and I think he confirmed that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital in Kisumu is, I think, now a referral. What we need, Mr. Speaker, why are you talking about Bungoma? You should be speaking about Kisii region, Mr. Speaker, because the Kisii Teaching Referral Hospital serves people from your county of Migori. You should be watching for Kisii, from Migori, from Narok, Kilgoris, Nyamira, Kisii, and partly from Omabe. From Omabe, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, you have not caught the eye of Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the first point I wanted to make is that, you know...
do you want to be informed by Senator Okech?
Senator Okech, Senator, it's okay. I can be informed by my neighbor from Migori.
Senator
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to tell my good neighbor, and also actually my mentor, nowadays he's qualifying as my mentor. He used to be my friend, but now he's becoming my confidant, that when the motion was brought, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga hadn't been made a referral at that time when the motion was brought. But Jaramogi Oginga Odinga has been made, because the motion is claiming that there are only 2 national referral hospitals outside Nairobi. So I was informing him that there is already arrangement for Jaramogi Oginga Odinga to be one, and there's another one in Bungoma. However, I do agree with him that even before those other ones, we must find one in Kisii and Nyamira in the deluge of all these others that are being created, because that's a very important population to be able to be served by those national referral hospitals.
I also want to inform you, Senator Okech, that also Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital is being elevated to level 6.
Very good.
So we are handing numbers.
Yes.
Do we have a medical school in Meru, Mr. Speaker? Sorry? Do we have a medical school in Meru? Okay. So I think with the information, and I want to thank Senator Okech, and with your input, Mr. Speaker, then this motion should not read the way it's read. You know, we are still operating as if the whole Constitution is the one guiding how we devolved services and resources in Kenya. Because when you talk about Coast, Eastern, Northeastern, Nyanza, Western, those are things that used to guide us in the whole Constitution. What we should be talking about now is counties, Mr. Speaker. Because when you talk about regions, you even leave out regions like Masai Land. Because the new constitution recognizes 47 entities. So we should be talking about counties that should be allowed to have referral hospital. And I was watching for Kisii, because, Mr. Speaker, Kisii as a teaching referral hospital, Mr. Speaker, serving a big catchment. Nyamira goes to Kisii. People of Kisii are served there. Narok, Kilgoris, the residents of Kilgoris go to Kisii. Migori County, they go to Kisii. Homa Bay County, they go to Kisii. So, Mr. Speaker, this motion should be worded in such a manner that specific counties surrounded by some catchment regions should be the one getting teaching and referral hospital. Now look at Meru, Mr. Speaker. The nearest referral hospital is Kiambu. So that county of Meru, serving a catchment of Tharaka, maybe Garissa, part of, should get a teaching referral hospital, Mr. Speaker. So I support this motion, but we should amend it to align it with our constitution so that we lay more emphasis on counties and not the former provinces. We don't know about provinces. Now we know counties. And Mr. Speaker, the concern being raised by Senator Mwaruma is something that we should take serious as this House. You know, ICU, like Kisii, Teaching and Referral Hospital, has only 6 ICU beds, 6 only. But an ideal referral hospital should have a capacity of about 12, Mr. Speaker, so that if you are doing a heart surgery somewhere, you have another doctor somewhere doing a liver transplant, somebody in some theater is also getting a kidney replacement. An accident has happened in Kilgoris, there is a surgery going on in another surgical room. That's the only way, Mr. Speaker, you can rightly say that you have a referral hospital. So when Senator Mwaruma says that we should urge our county governments to allocate more money, more budget for health, makes a lot of sense. But do you know, Mr. Speaker, we are very gracious to this House that when we were sharing revenue, you gave 12 counties 370 million to assist in development in those counties. But unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, that money is being used by governors to buy tea in their offices, for traveling. Imagine, for traveling, Mr. Speaker, to pay people per diem to attend conferences, Mr. Speaker. It is so sad. That was not the intention. The money was meant to be ring-fenced for development, Mr. Speaker. And I want to also urge our governors to pay critical attention, Mr. Speaker, to the human resource component of our health care. I don't know about other counties, including yours of Meru, but Mr. Speaker, in my county of Nyamira, God forbid, if you get a heart attack in Nyamira, you don't have a cardiac specialist. There is none. If you get kidney failure, you must seek assistance outside Nyamira. We don't have kidney specialists, we don't have liver specialists, and none in my neighboring counties. Also, when you talk about ICUs, you need enough critical care nurses, Mr. Speaker, to assist the doctors. Because the standard, I think the professional requirement is that critical care nurses work for a maximum of 8 hours. Maximum of 8 hours. And somebody has corrected me that the theaters in Kisii are actually 4, not 6 the way I'd said. So, Senator Mwaruma, I fully support this motion that is before the House. But the question I'm asking myself, how will this House make governors to appreciate the importance, the urgency of putting enough resources in the health care, Mr. Speaker? Because we need MRIs in our county hospitals, we need CT scans, and not the small ones. You know, a good CT scan should be 128 MP, a good scan. What we have in our counties, like in Nyamira, is a 3-slide. That's a very small one. It can't help. What are we going to do as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya to make governors appreciate that they need to put more budget in health, Mr. Speaker, so that we equip our hospitals? What are we going to do? That's the question I keep asking myself, Mr. Speaker. What am I going to do so that my people, the people of Nyamira, can stop going to be attended in my neighboring county of Bomet, in Tenwek, Mr. Speaker? Because if you say we have devolved the resources, we have devolved functions, Why should we go to seek services, Mr. Speaker, in our neighboring counties? There is a lot that the health committee, Mr. Speaker, must do. Maybe we audit our hospitals and shame the governors of those counties who have not done enough, Mr. Speaker, to equip our hospital to the level that it can take care of patients who are in need of critical medical attention. As I get towards concluding, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, this idea of having a national teaching and referral hospital is tied to budgetary benefits for our counties, Mr. Speaker. If you leave a referral hospital in Nairobi, another one in Kiambu, another one in Kisumu, it means, Mr. Speaker, that there are some regions that are greatly disadvantaged, Mr. Speaker, because we are restricted to spend money that we share, the shareable revenue, while those that have referral hospitals are getting budgetary allocation from the national government, Mr. Speaker. That's why it is so important, Mr. Speaker, that we push that these referral hospitals be distributed evenly across the regions of Kenya, and not basing it on the former provinces. No, we base it on our counties and see how we can draw a map to have a county that serves the neighboring counties, to have those referral hospitals. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I don't know what happened to the plan that was in place in the last regime, where we had the doctor specialists coming in from Cuba that had good presence in our counties, so that we can have a good number of surgeons. And then governors are also not doing enough to train doctors so that they become specialists. We need enough surgeons, we need enough cardiac specialist doctors, we need enough kidney specialists, we need enough liver specialists, Mr. Speaker. That's the only way we can tell Kenyans that the requirement of Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution has fully been met. With those remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Okay, well, very well. Next is Senator Wakili Ilale Sigei. Kiprotich Sigei, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and you have properly pronounced the name. I appreciate that. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity that you've given me to also support this very critical and important motion by Senator Maruma. And Mr. Speaker, the motion speaks to a very critical aspect of the general interest of not only the counties that we represent, but the country at large. And for starters, the fact that Chapter 4 of our Constitution has granted under Article 26 the right to every human person to live, adding up with the specific provisions now of Article 43 that entitles me and you and the rest of Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, the highest standard of health, including what this motion is seeking to establish, is a very important aspect that we must deal with. And therefore, I want to appreciate and congratulate Senator Maruma for...
Senator Sigei, you know there are two voices. I'm hearing you and another...
Mr. Speaker, kindly call upon the Senate Majority Leader and the team that are consulting to consult in law terms.
Can they consult at the back space here, because...
And unfortunately,
what they are discussing and that matter cannot be discussed on the floor of this House.
Fortunately, Mr. Speaker, I am aware that the consultation room is available, only that I couldn't eavesdrop to know the exact conversation that was going on. But thank you. I was indicating, Mr. Speaker, that the motion by Senator Maruma is very important. It is something that this House should take it to the next level and for purposes of implementation where necessary. Although I want to borrow part of what Senator from Nyamira, my senior counsel, Omogeni, has said, that instead of making reference to the former provinces, where we are saying we have got Eastern, northeastern, western Nyanza, we should even begin to think of how we can establish sufficient referral hospitals which would fall within even the counties that we have. I am aware that we have got referral hospitals in our respective counties, which, as a matter of fact, Mr. Speaker, should be the beginning point of us saying, as a House, we need to make sure that these referral hospitals are properly managed, so that the resources that we allocate as a House are used for the purpose that is meant to be used for. We would not be lamenting and asking, for example, Mr. Speaker, that we need to create and develop other referral hospitals if those county referral hospitals are properly managed, resources are appropriately utilized, and even the human resource, which of course over time we have all been talking about mismanagement. The health committee have been crossing over to various county referral hospitals with visits in terms of checking what they are doing. In the context of the bill by Senator Maruma, Mr. Speaker, it is indeed an important motion that we must support, so that we will not be talking about only 5 or 6 or 7. We should be talking about more than that, because as a country, our doctor-patient ratio is below the World Health Organization required standards. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the statistics speaks about 1 against 1,000, 1 doctor against 1,000 patients, which in our case is completely the opposite. It is 1 against up to 17,000 patients. That tells you the extent of the inability and insufficiency of the health coverage in our country. Establishment of these institutions, Mr. Speaker, will mean that we will be attempting to get closer to what the World Health Organization requires of us. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, that also speaks to the economic situation of our country, to the extent that we are seeking to support our devolved governments with additional resources. We should be able to ensure that we follow through that allocation, so that money meant for health is utilized for health. Whatever allocation that has also been given by county assemblies in terms of their budget should also be monitored to be utilized appropriately. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, that doesn't happen. And therefore, even if we say we increase allocations, we should follow through to make sure that the allocations for health is sufficient. For instance, Mr. Speaker, in the county of Bomet, the last financial year, health sector had an allocation of 2 billion Kenya shillings. But unfortunately, when you get down to experience the kind of health facilities which we have, that money cannot be seen, the services are not felt, and it tells you that it is going beyond the management, not the resources, such that even as we speak about the desire to establish, which I'm proposing that we should even do it in every county, we should also look back and ask ourselves whether we are in a position to make sure that management, administration of these referral hospitals is up to the standard that ensures that the services that goes to the people is enough, both in terms of human resource, technological advancement, and of course, the services that comes with administration of those institutions. When you look at what we are experiencing right now, it is not to the standard that is expected. And therefore, I propose that the motion by Maruma, if and where necessary, could and should be amended to speak more to what is existing and expand the proposal on what we can establish across the country. The other day, we saw the chairperson of Health Committee, Senator Mandago, together with the Cabinet Secretary for Health, groundbreaking on the referral hospital in Uasin Gishu County, which is going to serve not only Uasin Gishu County, but the counties in the entirety of the North Rift. The question that we should be asking ourselves is, what measures are we putting in place to make sure that once such a facility, which costs billions of shillings, and I believe it will attract a lot of donor funding, what we should, as I said, Mr. Speaker, is, are we ready to make sure that we establish proper administration and governance so that it serves the purpose? Otherwise, we will deal with this motion. We will also push as a House to enhance the funding that goes to our counties, but without proper mechanisms on how to oversight, we will always be lamenting as to the mismanagement of the resources that we allocate as a Senate to our county governments, and services to our people will not be felt. We will come back here, and as always it has been the case, we deal with inquiries, audits, but the people who are supposed to have been served, some of them will have lost them. And so, Maruma, I want to applaud the idea of pushing for such a proposal, so that even at some point as a country we'll be talking about a proper doctor-patient ratio or patient-facility ratio, which is not what is expected of a developing country like our country, Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I support and I yield.
Thank you very well. Next is Senator Catherine Muyeka Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for an opportunity to contribute to this very important motion, and to congratulate and affirm Senator Mwaruma that this issue is an important issue. Honorable Speaker, I fully support that we pass a resolution about the first proposal by Senator Mwaruma, that is urging the Ministry of Health or the national government to establish more national teaching and referral health facilities. Honorable Speaker, this will be just implementing what Article 6 of our Constitution says. Honorable Speaker, Article 6 requires that national government decentralize its services to ensure that they are accessed in all parts of the country. So what Senator Mwaruma is asking in point number 1 is actually getting national government to implement this. In 2013, we only had Kenyatta National Hospital and Moi Referral Hospital. Kenyatta University Hospital, I think, came a little later. And then we had the Mathare facility, and I forget the other one. And Honorable Speaker, all the years, we have just started the 13th, we actually started the 13th year since devolution was rolled out. Honorable Speaker, the national government investment in national referral facilities has not been as much. To the credit of the Kenya Kwanza, I know that they have been trying to invest in more national referral facilities, and they are trying to get into MOUs with county governments to try and get their level 5 facilities to move to level 6. And Honorable Speaker, that is in accordance with the type of devolved governance that we have in Kenya. Our devolved type of governance is interdependent, and the governments at the national and county level are expected to collaborate and cooperate in order to deliver services to all the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, if there is one service that we must all come together and depoliticize and ensure we deliver to everyone, it is the right to health. And I would urge that we all do what it takes, having decided that we want to achieve universal health care. We must all try and ensure that universal health care is achieved. Our role as Parliament is to ensure that enough funds are given to those who are implementing, the executives in the sector, to deliver on this service. Honorable Speaker, I am opposed to number 2, where the Honorable Senator is suggesting that county governments put monies on a function that belongs to national government. Honorable Speaker, as you know, The Ministry of Health budget is bigger than all the health ministry, budgets of all the 47 counties combined. I think it will be remiss of us to be asking that the equitable share that has been given to the county governments, meager as it is, be hived to go and support the function of national government. We will actually be reversing devolution. 12 years after rolling out devolution, this house should be the expert house in guiding on devolved governance. So I would not support the second proposal where we don't even have enough monies to set up our own systems in the counties and for county governments to be asked to put that money in the referral system. Honorable Speaker, what we should be doing is urging national government to take more monies to the county governments and specifically to the health sector to ensure that we have enough national teaching and referral hospitals. Honorable Speaker, I don't agree that we need 47 national referral facilities. We should ask the Committee on Health to actually try and give us an estimation of what it would cost for one referral hospital to have expertise in oncology, expertise in cardiology, expertise in renal services, expertise in every sort of disease. I think we would be setting ourselves to fail if we imagined that that is what devolution wanted. Honorable Speaker, a lot of people live here to go to India because the services are good. In my view, our collaborative and cooperative intergovernmental function means that the sectoral Committee on Health from national and county governments should come together and decide that if we have 10 or 12 locations with national referral facilities, we can ensure that we have the best investment in oncology services in one location in Kenya, and Kenyans can go to that location instead of going to India. We can decide that we will have the best locations in another service to ensure that people go there. Honorable Speaker, if I use the field of oncology, I don't think Kenya has more than 20 oncologists in this country. So if every county will be trying to have its own specialty in oncology, we are just setting ourselves to fail. But the 47 counties working with the national government can actually come together to collaborate and to cooperate so that oncology services are shared among the 47 counties together with the national governments to ensure that all persons needing oncology services are getting the very best that they can get. So I would want to urge that 13 years after rolling out of devolution, what the Senate should be doing is to strengthen the intergovernmental relations between the two levels of government, to use the meager resources that we have to ensure that our health system becomes truly one that is of universal health care. That means that the people of Nyamira need not only get services from Nyamira. It means, Honorable Speaker, that when you visit Kakamega and you get sick, you should be able to go into a facility in Kakamega and get services. We should not be trying to evacuate you to Bomet in order to get that service. I think that is what our constitution entailed. So I'm requesting Senator Mwaruma that we contemplate how we properly operationalize the intergovernmental collaboration and cooperation that was envisaged by the Constitution to ensure that we don't have unnecessary competition between national government and county governments, that both recognize that their services go to the same people. We don't have a citizenry that belongs to national government and another citizenry that belongs to county government. And if we do this, I foresee that we will be able to deliver services better. Honorable Speaker, I'm aware, and you may have seen recently, we went to Kakamega, where Governor Oparanya actually put up a good facility for level 5, but negotiated with the national government for that to be taken up, so that now a level 6 teaching and referral facility is situated in Kakamega. Honorable Speaker, that teaching and referral facility, I can say, once it is a national government facility, it is not meant to train doctors from Kakamega. It is intended to train doctors, nurses, other health facility providers from the entire country. So we should actually disabuse ourselves of the notion that every county would have its own, so it would be training their own doctors. In fact, I think this is a very medical training is so specialized that we need to reduce the number of medical schools and ensure we are getting the very best. Our trainees in medical schools are not getting the best that they can get because the medical schools are not properly resourced. We would rather have better resourced universities that are fewer, giving us the best doctors they can give us, rather than kidding ourselves that we can have 47 locations with mediocre training that is happening and mediocre services being provided. So I would want for the Senate to even consider revisiting the regional economic blocks that were there. They were exactly meant to do what we are talking about. If the LREB, for instance, where I belong, had 14 counties, if they chose to invest in different needs for help, you would find that the 14 counties within their own region are able to provide different services in a better manner, rather than one county pretending that they can deliver all the specialized services that there are. So, Honorable Maruma, I would want to urge that you consider a proper evaluation of what we need to do in order to equitably share the specialized services that we have in Kenya, to equitably invest in the specialized services that we need to have in Kenya for the different non-communicable diseases, and to equitably share the resources that we have nationally to invest in these ventures of national referral hospitals and teaching hospitals. Even as we do so, I would be encouraging county governments to actually invest better in preventive health. If county governments invest better in preventive health, we will actually lessen the number of people who need referral or specialized services. Honorable Speaker, if you research, you will find that a lot of the non-communicable diseases are lifestyle diseases. So if we invested better in better knowledge around public health that is preventive, we will actually reduce the amounts of people who must seek referral services. And we will, at that point, be able to avert this service. So even as we support this motion, Honorable Maruma, I would want to say that the service that the most vulnerable are lacking in this country are actually services that could be very well dealt with in terms of the preventive health care, that is community health, education, nutritional issues, exercise issues, and so on. They could be complemented by public health, education in the agriculture sector, so that we are eating, producing and eating safe food. And if we have services that are properly operational at level 2 and level 3, I can assure you a lot of the cases that have to go to the national referral facilities would actually be averted. So even as we are speaking, let us not elevate the national referral situation against all the other public health situations. As the house that should actually be guiding on devolution, we should encourage on having healthy communities, and that is about grassroots engagement with people rather than the very, very specialized roles. So even as I finalize, let us actually find out what would it cost to have a properly running oncology specialized hospital. What would it run to have the best facilities for cardiology and the experts? What would it mean to actually run the best renal services? Is it possible for us to be able to say that we can have 47 of those? Or can we specialize in different regions so that all Kenyans are able to go to those locations, get those services as we perfect those services? Can we also do an audit of how many specialists we have, so that that audit is able to guide us to say, Kenya has so many oncologists, cardiologists, and we need to invest more in these particular specialists in order to deliver these services better. I yield, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Catherine Muma. Now, honorable members, this motion is supposed to end by 5:24 p.m. That is, the 3-hour period will end at 5:24. The mover of the motion is entitled to reply. I have got two requests on my dashboard, Senator Tabitha and Senator Onyonka. I propose that you share the 5 minutes remaining so that we allow Senator Maruma to reply. And so I'll ask Senator Tabitha to proceed to comment. Then after that, in 2 minutes, then give Senator Onyonka the remainder 2 minutes. Then Maruma will reply in the remainder 5 minutes. Proceed, Senator Tabitha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish we had more time, but I'll try and sum it up with the little time that we have. And I want to appreciate Senator Maruma for this motion. It's actually very timely. Mr. Speaker, where we are today, 2025 as a country, we are talking of about a population of about 55 million Kenyans, a population that is equally growing, Mr. Speaker. And at the same point, Mr. Speaker, you realize that our referral hospitals have not been growing in number. At the same time, we have rising cases of the issues of cancer, issues of diabetes, heart case, issues, mental health cases, Mr. Speaker, that are equally growing. And so it is important that this conversation of more referral hospitals at the county levels is very key, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you look at where we are with the Kenyatta National Hospital. Too much of a crowding that is happening today. Insecurity issues that we've been able to see at Kenyatta National Hospital, because that is where most people are normally referred in the event of referral cases, Mr. Speaker. And this makes the hospital facility and the management be overburdened. It's a high time that this conversation for referral hospitals should be enhanced, Mr. Speaker. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, you find that accessibility also becomes a challenge. There's a cost when people are moving from one region to another. Costs that range from the transportation costs that range from accommodation costs, because these people have to incur this cost for them to be able to ensure that they get services into these referral hospitals, Mr. Speaker. Financial issues, Mr. Speaker, as I've said, is another factor, because the cost that one would incur when they are in a different county is more than when they are in their own place and region. Let us not forget that enhancing more referral hospital creates job opportunities for our people. It is also a hub for training for different cadres, the pharmacists, the nurses in these institutions. It's also a training institution. So it builds capacity to our people, Mr. Speaker. Emergency and disaster is easily managed, Mr. Speaker, because you don't have to send someone long distance all the way. But because of the time that is limited, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that the conversation of universal health care for our people to be able to get maximum services, the time is now to ensure equitable distribution of services. I submit.
Thank you, Senator Onyonka. Senator Onyonka Richard. Senator Onyonga, I'm giving you the floor to
Thank you, sir.
contribute in under 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as normal, the troublemaker is Honorable Cherargei, who was rubberized. Mr. Speaker, I will not spend a lot of time to literally speak the obvious. I just want to congratulate my brother Mwaruma for once again zeroing in on a very critical issue that I think this House should be engaged in. I believe that whatever issues that have been raised and presentations that have been made, I have listened keenly what Madam Muma has raised, and Mr. Speaker, it just speaks for itself. So because I know we are running short of time, I will cede so that then I can allow for us, Mr. Speaker, to proceed on the matter, on the other matter which involves the Health Committee, and that's where I sit in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Senator Onyonka, for that gesture. I now call upon Senator Mwaruma to reply to this motion.
It's not here. Donate.
Senator Mwaruma, Senate Majority Leader, this motion, the 3-hour period lapses at 5:24. If the Honorable Mwaruma is willing, he could donate 3 minutes to you, then he replies in the remainder of the time. Majority Leader, take the floor. I have also seen Senator Consolata has just made a request. Unfortunately, Senator, time is not on our side. We need to comply with these standing orders. Proceed, Majority Leader. Then after that, Mwaruma to reply.
Mr. Speaker, first I want to register my appreciation to Senator Jones Mwaruma for allowing me to eat into his time and share very few thoughts that I have, Senator Mwaruma. I must appreciate you for the broader vision that you have, because healthcare, Mr. Speaker, is what stands between poverty and wealth in many Kenyan families. I've had the unfortunate incident of having a family member critically ill, Mr. Speaker, and know the burden that and the toll that it takes on many Kenyans, particularly on chronic diseases, Mr. Speaker, like diabetes, cancer, and diseases that are high maintenance in terms of medication, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, this call to a conversation by the Senate, particularly on healthcare, is a very important conversation. Thank you, Senator Mwaruma, for triggering this conversation, and I hope you can carry on with the vision. What you need to do, Senator Mwaruma, over and above what you have proposed to us, is that I don't know if you're a member of the Health Committee, but I know there are members of the Health Committee who are listening to me. We must ask CS Duale to bring the report that he promised to bring here 3 weeks ago when he came to answer questions on the performance of the Social Health Authority this far, Mr. Speaker. What we must do, Mr. Speaker, is that we must allow ourselves as politicians to do the politics. We can say SHA is not working, all those things. That's fine, because that's our trade. But over and above it, we must come back to this House and be legislators, Mr. Speaker, which is to critically look at the issues that develop any government agenda, Mr. Speaker, and seek to write it in the greater interest of the people that we represent in this House. It is in my greater interest, Mr. Speaker, for SHA to deliver the promise that was made to the people of Kenya, because that is what the people of Kericho expect of me, Mr. Speaker. That's why on that particular day, I was very clear, and I wanted the minister to put it on record in terms of compensation. How much of that compensation has gone to public health institutions vis-a-vis the amount that is going to private institutions, for example, in my county? Because I know many of my citizens, the people who have employed me to represent them here, access health services from public health facilities, Mr. Speaker. And the more we compensate them, Mr. Speaker, it means they are able to build capacity. It means they are able to stock drugs, which is the biggest cry, Senator Mwaruma. If this Senator Onyonka, our colleague, goes to any village in Kisii today and speaks about public health facilities, the number one thing they'll tell you is that there are no drugs in those hospitals. They don't even understand these things we are saying about SHA and the rest. The simple question the people will ask you is, where is the medication? Because we know a hospital is a doctor and medicine. That's all. If you're critically ill, Mr. Speaker, then are there equipment enough to diagnose and check to ensure that I get the right medication? And the only way we can achieve that, Mr. Speaker, is if we make sure that our public healthcare infrastructure, down from level 1
all the way to level 6, the referral hospitals that Senator Mwaruma is asking us to think and meditate upon, Mr. Speaker. We need to build a resilient system that is properly funded, Mr. Speaker, that responds, that is fit for purpose for the needs of the people of this republic. Therefore, Senator Mwaruma, my only ask of you is that when that report comes, just the same way you have asked of us to speak on this issue, that let us be very passionate about it, so that you check how much has gone in terms of compensation in our counties. Then now we can call on these governors and ask them, tell us now what is being done. How have you made sure that Cheborgei Health Center, deep in my village, that has received a compensation of 1 million shillings, money that perhaps they've never seen, what systems have you put in place to ensure that that money is put to good use and improve the level of services that are being offered to citizens? Therefore, as a house, I know it may not be possible between now and the time that we break for the long recess, but good people, when we come back here in February, if there is a report that we must take time to analyze, it is the full year report that will have come from the Ministry of Health on the performance of the Social Health Authority and the UHC infrastructure in the country, Mr. Speaker. That will be able to guide us to achieve that which you want. Because I know, Senator Mwaruma, yours is not just an interest of buildings. It's about having a resilient public health system that is fit for purpose and serves the needs of the people.
Leader.
I thank you.
Oh, thank you. Senator Mwaruma, reply to your motion.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to reply to this motion that was aimed to urge the national government to establish national teaching and referral hospitals where there are no teaching and referral hospitals. That is Coast Region, Eastern Region, Northeastern Region, Nyanza, Western Region, and also requesting the county governments to allocate funds or more funds in levels 1 to 5 hospitals so that we can decongest the national hospitals. Because we don't have time, allow me to thank the senators who have contributed to this motion, that is Senator Beatrice Ogola, Senator Cherargei Samson, Senator Eddie Okech, Senator Godfrey Ososi, Senator Veronica Maina, Senator Joe Nyutu, Senator Ldama Olekina, Senator Mwinyaji Faki, Senator Daniel Manzo, Senator Mariam Sheikh, Senator Okongo Mogeni, Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei, Senator Catherine Muma, Senator Tabitha Mutinda, Senator Onyonka, and finally Senator Majority Leader Senator Cheriot. I would like to say that several issues emerged from this discussion in this motion, and that just very briefly, we need, Mr. Speaker, to devolve these services, because then the students who are undergoing training in the referral hospitals, say doing masters, doing PhDs, and they are specialized, will find their way into the regions, and therefore the quality of medical care would increase. There was also, as an emerging issue, need to remunerate the people who are going in these, who are undertaking training in these referral hospitals. We remunerate them well to avoid brain drain. There was also the need to have the services closer to the people, because then cancer diagnosis and treatment requires specialized services, and therefore the need to have these services equitably distributed across the counties, Mr. Speaker. There was also a proposal, instead of doing these hospitals around the former provinces, then you can also have clusters of counties to have the referral hospitals domiciled within clusters instead of taking the former regions. And finally, Mr. Speaker, there's also need, as an emerging issue, to also audit the amount of funding that goes to counties from funds from SHAM and SHIF, and to see, as a Senate, if all these funds are being applied well by the county governments, so that then there's improved medical services in our counties. Because there is no time, Mr. Speaker, I would like, pursuant to Standing Order 66.3, to request for deferment of putting the question at a later date, but Mr. Speaker, allow me to to reply. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Maruma. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 66, the putting of the question is deferred to the next session of the House. Clerk. Clerk, you may call the next order.
Order number 17, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a petition by Mr. Francis Otieno regarding compensation for sugarcane crop damage by the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport in PAP Oriang in Siaya County.
Senator Eddie Okech, the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing, you may proceed to move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This was a petition that was presented to us by one Mr. Francis Otieno, a man with double names like Miguna, or another friend of mine and a brother called Okech. But that notwithstanding, Mr. Speaker, this petition emanated from Siaya County, and Mr. Otieno was seeking compensation for sugarcane crop that he had indicated were damaged by the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport in Paporiang in Siaya County. Mr. Speaker, this is one of the hardest petitions to deal with that I want to appreciate the entire Committee of Transport, Roads and Housing for having attempted seriously to deal with it, Mr. Speaker. We had a chance to meet the petitioner together with the Siaya County government represented by Honorable Governor Orengo. And Mr. Speaker, one of the parties that also appeared before us was one Mr. Ainea Onyango, who was the contractor who was contracted by Siaya County government to be able to do the project here mentioned, Mr. Speaker. It's pretty much a straightforward issue, Mr. Speaker, because there was a claim by Mr. Francis that during the construction of the project in Paporiang, initially Mr. Otieno indicated that the department was the one that was executing this project directly, and in the course of executing this project, they ended up affecting his farm and destroying the entire crops of sugarcane that he had in his farm. And Mr. Speaker, so therefore the prayer from this gentleman, dated on the letter 19th October 2023, was that the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport of Siaya County must then revise a compensation of damages and thereafter execute on that compensation. Mr. Speaker, it was our finding that actually it wasn't directly the Siaya County Department of Roads and Public Works that was working on this project. There was a contractor that was contracted by the same department. So we went further to interrogate the relationship between the petitioner and this contractor. And Mr. Speaker, we did establish that there were a number of agreements that this contractor had entered with the said petitioner. And in that contract, Mr. Speaker, there are a number of data points that you'll see from the report, including a few amounts that they had agreed on that apparently the contractor wasn't honoring. So it was our recommendation, therefore, Mr. Speaker, on this particular prayer, that in accordance to that prayer, we found out that we could not be able to grant that prayer because the petitioner had failed to indicate any contract between himself and the said department, and there were not any documentation or any formal contracts to the effect linking the department directly to this. However, the committee did acknowledge that there are damages that were incurred, one. And also, the committee did establish that the contractor had entered agreement with this particular petition. And the contractor here, Mr. Speaker, again I repeat, was Mr. Ainea Onyango. And therefore, we established that this would then need that the House does find that binding, and therefore the petitioner should be able to explore a solution through any other appropriate jurisdictions. The second prayer from this petition, Mr. Speaker, was with the fact that the land in question, the petitioner felt that was illegally encroached into. Therefore, he had requested if we could compel the Siaya government to divert what he had termed as illegal road to a position recognized by the survey of the Kenyan map of the area that takes it away from his land. In response to this above prayer, Mr. Speaker, the committee recommended that any grievances from the, because this was actually a leased land, what we established, so from the lessor, this should be addressed through the appropriate legal channels, as the committee has noted that the petitioner lacks authority to raise complaint about the alleged encroached land because the land was not on his name, given that the land was being leased as well. So because of that emerging complexity, we concluded on this, Mr. Speaker. But as the chair of the committee, I do, because I was in the entire engagement and entire conversation, and I wish the members of my committee were in this house, Mr. Speaker, I did recognize that there were a number of losses that this gentleman suffered actually. And those losses, despite the fact that the Department of Public Works in Siaya was not directly executing the project, it is established that the Public Works Department of Siaya indeed did contract Mr. Ainea Onyango, who was executing on this project. And this is where my disappointment was coming, Mr. Speaker, because if the public was to look at the fair administrativeness of justice, Mr. Speaker, the fair administration of justice, it will be so unfair that a department established in Siaya County government would contract someone and then they don't supervise this contractor executing their job, Mr. Speaker. Because the truth is, there were damages incurred by this gentleman, one, on the basis that the gentleman did lease this land. Two, on the basis that he went through pain to be able to plant his sugarcane. And then three, he went through the damages on already existing crops. So it behooves the county government of Siaya, even if it's not executing directly, to supervise its contractors. And Mr. Speaker, if you saw the gentleman who appeared before us, Mr. Francis, Mr. Speaker, he even could not be able to express himself in good English or even in Kiswahili because he's a poor man. He is a simple poor man on the grassroots who is suffering, yet the county government of Siaya was not empathetic with this gentleman, Mr. Speaker. You know, the other day I was in Mombasa and I heard the CEO of the county government of Siaya, Honorable Orengo, who is my friend, by the way, but I was so disappointed because dealing with a number of petitions from this county, the kind of exploitation that poor people like this in Siaya face leaves you imagining whether there is a CEO in Siaya who is actually monitoring the state departments in Siaya, Mr. Speaker. It is very disappointing when our governors and the likes of Honorable James Orengo can constantly point hands on what is happening nationally, yet devolution, which Honorable Ella Molo Odinga did fight for and is the hallmark of the new constitution, is failing because of these governors. It's failing to the extent that not only do we not have money being used correctly, like what the public works should have done by reprimanding this contractor, but also the poorest among us are still suffering this kind of problems, Mr. Speaker. So it's very disappointing, and I hope that even as we discuss this report, Mr. Speaker, we need to look at it in the larger context on how we hold our governors accountable, how we hold our governors responsible so that they can be able to take action in making sure that they are the true CEOs and aware of the contracts that their departments are entering so that they don't exploit people. I feel bad for Mr. Francis that our House cannot be able to do any judicious process that would then be able to hold this contractor liable. But we are House of the people. We must be able to question the character of leaders in the grassroots like Honorable Orengo, who are not empathetic with this kind of people. And Mr. Speaker, sometimes we find that this person has been mocked for such a long time. Before I entered this committee, Mr. Speaker, as the chair, this petition was just lying there since 2023. Because people like Orengo perhaps were influencing probably these were Munyoro characters who have been running around. Because Mr. Speaker, remember that before I became the chair of the committee used to be a Munyoro apologist, who is the senator for, and I don't need to discuss the name, Mr. Speaker, because you know the order of the House is that I should not discuss any name. But the truth is, this petition was being sat from somewhere with these characters. And Mr. Speaker, that kind of influence that people like Orengo are promoting to put down people already poor in the counties must stop. And I want to encourage governors, before you open your mouth to speak about national government, use the resources that you have given you properly to govern the counties properly. Use the power that you have been given by these constituents governors to take care of our people who are suffering on the ground. I hope, Mr. Speaker, that with those few remarks, Mr. Francis Otieno will still get justice, and I hope that this report will be adopted by this House so that you can be able to form a bulk of any documentation by this House that indicates that we try to get justice for him here, and any other jurisdictions that can be able to further give him absolute justice will be depending on this report and eventually be able to get his right. But Mr. Speaker, I hope that this House will rise to the occasion to hold these governors accountable as much as possible. With that, Mr. Speaker, I move this report, and because of pressure of time, I want to request my brother, Honorable Senator Cherargei, to second this report. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Eddy. Senator Samson Cherargei, proceed to second this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to thank the Chair of Roads Transport in the Senate, Senator Eddy Kisheru Okech, for ably moving this response, the report on that was discussed on Papa by the Francis Otieno. I want to thank, and I'm happy, he's one of the youthful senators, and he's doing impressively. The only part remaining is for him to get married, then we shall be home and dry. Mr. Speaker, the reason I'm saying is that many ladies in this city and across the country have been disturbing me to give them your number, because you are the only eligible bachelor in this Senate. Mr. Speaker, I want also to congratulate, and I don't know why the table of clerks are smiling, to congratulate Francis Otieno for having faith and belief in the committee of the Senate and in the Senate, Mr. Speaker. We are very proud. I want to thank the Senator Okech for navigating, because I have looked at the background of this petition. And as a lawyer, Mr. Speaker, I can confirm, because I know you are senior than me, that this matter was a bit delicate and complicated. But the recommendation that has been made by the committee makes me in the industrious nature of the chair and the committee as a whole. So I congratulate the committee, and I want to agree with you, the same Mr. Otieno can take the resolution and adoption of this committee to another forum, possibly alternative dispute resolution. Mr. Speaker, you are aware under our constitution, ADR is recognized, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Francis Otieno suffered, and I've seen in the report, losses of 1,327,000. That should have been compensated. And I hope, Mr. Speaker, going into the future, We must include the interest, because 1.3 million means small money to some individuals within Siaya County government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and therefore even I've seen in the report by the Roads Committee led by the Chair, Eddie, on the issue that this matter went even to Commission of Administration of Justice. I want to appeal to the Ombudsman, Mr. Speaker, to assist Mr. Francis Otieno, since this matter can be resolved amicably. The issue where the land was encroached, that is Siaya Papa Oriang, Siaya stroke Papa Oriang stroke 428, was encroached. It was established by the committee. These are significant that can be used by Mr. Otieno in another forum, Mr. Speaker. So I want to appeal. Number 4, I have seen where areas there was a contractor which was contracted by county government to do that road, and in ended encroaching the land of Mr. Francis Otieno, which was under lease. The county government of Siaya has a duty of care to Mr. Francis Otieno. Because they, Mr. Speaker, in Thomas Hobbes and J.J. Rozu, in the principal social foundations of the law, the sovereignty was surrendered by Mr. Otieno Francis to the county government and the county governor of Siaya, Mr. Speaker. It is embarrassing that the governor of Siaya prides himself that he's a human rights activist, lecturing us left, right, center, but he cannot assist Mr. Francis Otieno, a small man. The other day, Mr. Speaker, while speaking in Mombasa, he was telling us, trying to correct national government and saying he will take people to the road. Why doesn't he assist Mr. Francis Otieno? Not to go to the road. Yeah. Because now that we don't have a solution, we must advise Francis Otieno to take the road somewhere in Bondo, in Siaya town, and demand for his justice to Orengo's office. Mr. Speaker, it cannot be that, you know, in my language, and even in Kiswahili, they say a shield, or is it an arrow, Mr. Speaker, or a spear to the pig is not as painful to the spear to the person, Mr. Speaker. But when it comes to national government, Governor Orengo is busy correcting the national government. But he cannot fix the problems that are in Siaya. Even the cess money that is collected under sugar is supposed to fix roads in Siaya. But he cannot produce one road that has been done by CS money that we give to CI. I speak with authority because I sit in Public Accounts Committee. Mr. Speaker, I'm not discussing the persona, I'm discussing the functionality of the office of the county governor and I know the standing orders 101. I am within, Mr. Speaker. I know standing order. I'm discussing about the office. The office, I'm not discussing the office holder. Mr. Speaker, the incompetence, the ineptness, and ineptitude, Mr. Speaker, and moribunds exhibited by county government of Siaya should not be allowed to go without us calling him to order. In fact, if he wants us to believe him, we want the county government of Siaya to compensate Mr. Francis Otieno 1.3 million plus interest, so that that man called Francis Otieno can finally know, Mr. Speaker, there is a government, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, because this matter is very straightforward, I want to thank the committee, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, us as a Senate, you and me know, we sit here to pass money that goes to counties. I want to appeal to governors. Instead of pointing fingers, the Bible says you should not be busy removing your neighbor's log in the eye and forgetting you have your own log in the eye, Mr. Speaker. I want to challenge governors that instead of lecturing us and correcting, they should fix the messes in our counties, Mr. Speaker. You remember even at some point, the political crisis we are seeing in Siaya is the making of governor, Mr. Speaker. Can you believe the deputy governor of Siaya, which we failed to impeach because it was political gossip, somewhere in game, in Changardens, Mr. Speaker, has not accessed his office? The county government can only invest in goons to harass the deputy governor, not to access. We must call out, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the chairperson of Senator Eddie and agree with him that friendship and leadership and work are two different things. Governor Orengo must be called out. Can he assist Mr. Francis Otieno, Mr. Speaker, and ensure his rights are protected? If he wants us to believe he's a human rights advocate. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I support this report.
Now, Senator Cherargei, you made reference to Standing Order 101, but you bordered on discussing the persona of a governor who is not here, but you corrected that borderline. Now, Honorable Senators, I now propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Otieno regarding compensation for sugarcane crop damaged by the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport in Pap/Oryang in Siaya County, laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, 12th of November, 2025. Senator, you may take your seat. Now, honorable members, this motion is now open for contribution by members. And I will start by giving the opportunity to the Senate Majority Leader. Take the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to disagree with this report. Mr. Speaker, I do so not because the committee has not done justice to Mr. Otieno, but how they have concluded this report, I don't agree with them. Mr. Speaker, a reading of Article 159 of this Constitution, just like the judiciary is reminded by the people of Kenya by their supreme law, and allow me to read for the sake of the chair who's here, that in the pursuit of justice, that it shall not be dispensed or administered without undue regard to procedural technicalities. Out of procedural technicalities, Senator Eddy, you are about to deny justice to a poor peasant farmer whose crop was destroyed by a powerful agency called the county government of Siaya. Honestly, my good friend Senator Odi and your transport committee, you're not being fair to this gentleman. All you needed to have done is to visit that particular village and establish whether it is true. Because, Senator Eddy, I understand how busy your committee is and how difficult this exercise would have been for your committee, but this was going to be symbolic. It was the only way you are going to demonstrate to an average Kenyan, deep down in a village in Migori, that if they rise to the occasion and speak to the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we listen to them because we are here because of them. We are here because of ordinary people, Senator Eddy. Your committee cannot reduce the prayers of Mr. Ojwang to fall on issues of technicalities that they never provided substantive evidence. Some of these people that you're dealing with, Senator Eddy, are just peasant farmers that if you tell them to put together evidence to bring before an institution such as this, they will perhaps never have the opportunity to do that. It must never be lost on us as a House of Parliament, Senator Eddy, and my dear colleagues, all of us that sit in committees, that we represent a largely poverty-stricken population that we are now working hard to try and improve their livelihoods. This petition to me was symbolic. It was to show county governors who think that they are so powerful that they can disregard lonely voices that are seeking justice of areas where their rights have been trampled, that is not how to run a county government. Therefore, I want to plead, Mr. Speaker, that after listening to the contributions of my colleague leaders, that we will find a way to either amend this particular report so that we call and put to task the county government of Siaya to respond to us. Mr. Speaker, I thought there is a procedure for raising point of order other than shouting.
Order, honorable members. Order, Senator Kinyua, order, Senator Eddy. I have not seen, other than I've just seen now Senator Kinyua seeking to intervene. Otherwise, there's no other person who's raised any point of order.
But Mr. Speaker, you should deny him for being, for a gross misconduct, Mr. Speaker, because he shouted at the leader while he was speaking.
Order, Senate Majority Leader. Let me hear what Senator Kinyua is saying as regards your point of order.
Nasimama kulingana na kanuni za kudumu 105. Bwana Spika, mimi ni mmoja wa kamati ya uchukuzi na mawasiliano. Bwana Spika, kiongozi walio wengi vile anavyoongea inasikika na Wakenya kana kwamba sisi hatukumuita yule mlalamishi. Bwana Spika, tulimuita tukamwambia mpaka awe na tafsiri, kwa sababu kulikuwa na shida yeye kujieleza. Tukasema kuwe na mtafsiri aweze kutafsiri yale mambo aliyokuwa akiyasema. Bwana Spika, tulimsikiza kwa zaidi ya masaa 8. Vile ambavyo kiongozi wa wengi anavyosingizia ama vile ambavyo Kenya wanasikiza ni ya kwamba sisi wenyewe hatukumsikiza, tulikuja tukamsikiza governor, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo ndipo nasimama kwa hiyo kanuni, kwa mambo anayoeleza ni kana kwamba sisi hatukumsikiza. Tulifanya tu, tuliandika ripoti na yeye na yule mlalamishi hatukumsikiza hata kidogo. Kwa sababu kulingana na sheria zetu unaweza kutembelea sehemu ambayo imeathiriwa ama kumuita ambaye ni mlalamishi. Bwana Speaker,
you've made your point, Senate Majority Leader. Refrain yourself from making reference to statements that cast aspersions to members of the committee. Speaker, to the extent that they did not call upon the petitioner and unless you are able to substantiate.
Let me read you the part of the report that has irked me this much and why I have an issue with this report. It says that in response to the above prayer, the committee recommends that any grievances from the LISA should be addressed through appropriate legal channels, as the committee has noted that the petitioner lacks authority to raise a complaint about the alleged encroachment. That is number one. You are telling an innocent Kenyan who has come before your committee that they lack the legal competence to raise a complaint. Number two, to address specifically to the point of order being raised by Senator Kinyua, this committee tells us that in accordance to the above prayer by the petition, the committee states that it cannot grant his prayer as the petitioner failed to produce any documentations or formal contract to the committee linking the Department of Public Works, Roads and Energy and Transport to the works that were done. However, the committee recommends that the petitioner to pursue the original contract entered in between him and Mr. Elinea Onyango through other appropriate jurisdictions. Mr. Speaker, the point I'm trying to make is plain and simple. Unless the committee is telling us that Mr. Ojuang was lying before this house, if the petitioner could not speak in English, by God's grace, the chairperson of that committee understands the law very well. And I have told you, under the procedure 159D, without trying to be prejudiced or biased, Mr. Speaker, they should have allowed himself to address himself in the law and ask him whether he understands. Each time we bring a person before a committee, Mr. Speaker.
Senator, Mr. Speaker, Senate Majority Leader, would you like to be informed by Senator Wambua?
So long as, Mr. Speaker, he is not going to inform me about Emali Tiku Road, which his party leader visits at night expecting to meet contractors, Mr. Speaker, I don't mind to be informed.
Senator
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will not talk about the the Emali Road and why the contractor disappeared, not at night, but immediately after the president left. I want to inform the majority leader, my brother, and a man that I've learned to respect, by the way. You know, Mr. Speaker, if the majority leader had cared to read the report, we have realized that when the petitioner appeared before us, because I sit in that committee, and he said he had challenges articulating his issues in Kiswahili or English. In fact, we took a lot of time to debate on how to allow an interpreter in a committee sitting without notice, and through the magnanimity of the chair and the members, we allowed his own brother to interpret for him. So he addressed us in the Luo, and his brother translated in English. And the governor of Siaya, who is a former senator, said that's the fairest way of doing this thing. Let this man be allowed to express himself in a language that he understands best. And because the interpreter will do the work, I, being the governor and the former senator, if there is misinterpretation, I can notify the committee. So, the Speaker, that opportunity was given.
That information was meant to be for the majority leader, and in response to the point of order that was raised by Senator Kinyua in extension. Senate Majority Leader. I'm sure you are informed. Proceed to conclude.
Mr. Speaker, that's very useful information. And I must say then, if that is how the committee settled the matter, Mr. Speaker, you must appreciate Senator Eddy and Senator Wambua that the report was tabled just a few minutes ago, and I've only done a purposeful reading going to recommendations. Therefore, no, we have to comment, because the most important part of any petition is how the prayers were dealt with, whether they were granted or not, and that's what I took issue with. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, because I don't want to lose track of my thought, is that I agree with Senator Cherargei. If you see a governor more loud on other topical issues other than the performance of the county government that he leads, Mr. Speaker, there is a problem in that particular county. I don't want to mention any particular county government, but just by practice and by observing over the years that I have served in this house as a senator, is that the intention of the people of Kenya, having seen through county governors that have succeeded to transform their counties, Mr. Speaker, and those that have been parochial in politics and failed to deliver on anything, is that you can always tell, even from as far as Nairobi, what is happening in a particular county government, Mr. Speaker. Over the years, that is loud, elaborate, and clear. That you can see from the reports that come to this house, from the interactions that you get with members of the public from certain sections of the country. If you find a county government, a county governor, sorry, specifically, not the government, the county governor, loud on other issues, but very quiet and silent on issues that are under their domain. Many colleagues of ours, for example, Senator Wambua, I know, and so many others, actually aspire to be county governors. It is my hope that eventually, when God grants you the wish, Senator Wambua, we will hear more about the things you're doing in Kitui, more than your comments on issues to do with national IDs, I don't know which one, you know. And this is such the case. There is another one from Trans Nzoia as well, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know which other county. You can name individual counties where what you hear from the county governments are more of their comments on national topical issues other than something divine or something transformational that is happening in their county. I'd be more appreciative. Once 5-10 billion shillings had been put in your hands, Mr. Speaker, it will make us happy, particularly as former colleagues or as senators, to get an invitation to your county to be told that you have put together a mango processing plant in Kitui, and therefore you'd wish we come and share in the joy of your success. That is a celebration that we yearn from our colleagues, Mr. Speaker. But if we hear every time before this house is a petition, the audit reports are bad in peak, you know, PAC is also hunting you because you don't have a functional county government, Mr. Speaker, then it tells us that there is a problem in your particular county. Therefore, I agree with Senator Cherargei, who points out, Mr. Speaker, that we must set good examples as former senators, particularly those that have had the opportunity to serve in this house, listen to us debate every afternoon on what should form the success of a county government, what is expected of a county governor, the kind of reports that make us proud and say that this is something quite novel. These are the things that we used to talk about, Mr. Speaker, when we're in this house, and when we see you implement the same as a county governor, then we take pride in it, Mr. Speaker. But not to receive petitions from ordinary citizens who are pleading and saying that I cannot access the services of my county government because of this or the other. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I don't know eventually, because I know the committee will send their report back to the petitioner and tell him these are our findings. Perhaps then, Senator Eddy, a better way as a chairperson of the committee, as somebody from the region, this English that is very glossy that you put together in this report, if Mr. Ajwang struggled to express himself before the committee, I suggest to you that you write to him a letter, perhaps in the Luo, explaining to him where to take his complaints if you find that your committee is not the appropriate. If it is before the CARE, or I don't know before who, to report the governor, Senator Eddy, then so be it, so that at least this gentleman can eventually find justice and he can be compensated for his sugarcane. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Olekina Ledama. And as you take the floor, Majority Leader, you can be sure that the chairperson of the committee cannot in any way do a letter in Dolua. sending or forwarding a committee report. Other than that, you could probably have a session with him and guide him. Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose this report. And I do so based on the recommendations by this committee. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of union. This house, if you read Article 96 of the Constitution of Kenya, it says that the Senate serves to protect the interest of counties and their governments. Mr. Speaker, when you find the complexities in this ongoing dispute of destruction of sugarcane of a poor farmer in Siaya County, the least I expected this committee to do, Mr. Speaker, is to be able to sit down with the governor of Siaya and say, there is a poor Kenyan here who is alleging that your Department of Roads gave authority for a road to be constructed, and his sugarcane worth 1.3 million shillings was destroyed. Mr. Speaker, when the committee comes in and say that two things, number one, and the prayers were very simple, because it is important for us to demystify exactly what it is that we are opposing. Mr. Speaker, a petitioner has come to this Senate, the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, and has alleged the following facts. Number one, that his sugarcane worth 1.3 million shillings, which he depends on. Maybe 1.3 million shillings is not anything for any of the members of the committee, but 1.3 million shillings could be the life of that poor farmer in Siaya County. When he comes in and alleges that the county roads contracted, came in and they destroyed my sugarcane. They constructed a road. Now, there's an issue of facts here. Number one, was there a road which was constructed there? What I'm finding the committee to have observed in the roadworks and scope of the engagement is that in 38, the county government, through the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport, reported that it had not contracted any individual company or firm to undertake constructions or maintenance work along Bamasiombo Pam Orianga Road. Further, the department clarified that no county-owned road maintenance machinery or personnel had been deployed to carry out any roadworks in the said area. If the citizen of Siaya County has come and said the Ministry of Roads of Siaya County destroyed my property, and the county government is saying, oh, this is what the argument of the county government is. The county government is saying that there was no procurement, that there was no procurement. It argued that there was no lawful basis for the claim due to lack of formal procurement processes and contracts. So the first question to ask is this: what was the department, or what were the equipment owned by the county government doing in constructing a road? That is the first question to ask. And I want my colleagues to listen to me. If a citizen comes and says that my road was destroyed by the county government, and he asserts clearly that my road was destroyed by the county government, the first thing the governor should have done is to call the citizen and say, let us go there. When they go there, they go look around, they check. When they check, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, these points of orders are not points of orders. They are points of annoyance. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of debate. Allow me to debate. I am not a member of that.
Order, Senator Olekina. Order, Senator Olekina. Senator Wambua, what's your point of order?
I mean, they are members of the debate. Why don't they allow us to go to debate?
We'll ignore him, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 105, Statement of Facts. Mr. Speaker, it will help us a lot in this house if we inform the public on the reports that are tabled here after we have studied and understood those reports. I don't know why my colleague is so annoyed with us raising a point of order, because he is misleading the House, is misleading the public. Mr. Speaker, there were no county government trucks
working on any road. The contract that the petitioner entered into was not between himself and the county government. It was between himself and the person that had been given a contract by the county government. The contractor who won the contract admitted liability, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he admitted liability. The initial settlement was between the contractor and the petitioner. At the time that the committee was considering this report, this matter was being adjudicated through a court of law. Mr. Speaker, you know, if members can read
Senator
a report.
Moore, you've made your point.
Thank
Senator Lekina, you refrain yourself out of order to the extent of those facts by Senator Wambua, and you continue debating, but refrain yourself from making reference to matters of facts which have now been cleared by Senator Wambua, who is a member of the committee. That is the directive of the chair, and I will allow you to continue on the basis of that directive.
Mr. Speaker, this is a house of debate. I have the ability to read the report and deduce the meaning of this report. And if I do not agree with this report, I do so. I say so knowing exactly what I'm saying. Allow me to debate. You can debate your points to support the report or not to support the report. But as far as I'm concerned, based on the report that I've read, I completely disagree with it. Because if you read the report,
Olekina,
if the committee
Senator
members
Olekina,
would listen to me.
Order, Senator Olekina. Order, Senator Olekina. You have not been denied the right to debate. That is your entitlement.
Then allow me to debate.
I am directing that debate.
This is ludicrous.
Order, Senator. Order, Senator Lekina. I'll throw you out if you continue along that line. Continue debating within the context of matters of facts as has been laid out by Senator Wambua. If you don't want to do that, I will,
Mr. Speaker,
find you out of order and I'll
Mr.
throw you
Speaker,
out.
I shall not be guided on how to debate. I will debate based on what I deduce from this report. I am not told to say A and I say A. If I believe it is B, it is B.
Olekina,
allow me to debate.
Senator Olekina,
it is a point of debate.
Senator Olekina, you're out of order. The chair has directed that you have your right to debate. You are not being directed on how to do it. Refrain yourself from making reference to matters of facts which have been cleared. If you cannot do that, then the chair will
I shall read the report, you respect,
proceed.
and I shall debate the way I want to debate, not the way I shall be directed to debate. That is my point here. I will read the report. Whatever I deduce from the report is what I'm going to debate. Number one, I have read point number 38. I'm debating on that. I'm responding to that. What I have said, Mr. Speaker, this house is guided by the rule of law. This house has been established to protect the interests of counties and their government. A Kenyan has a right to petition this county when they feel that they have been wronged. That is my point. Mr. Speaker, I am not a member of the Transport Committee. The members of the Transport Committee have a right to stand during the debate time and debate, and ultimately we will go to vote. And those who supports the report will say yay. Those who oppose like me will say nay. These are simple rules of debates. So, Mr. Speaker, if my colleagues could hold their horses, because the truth can never be bended. The truth can always be straight. And allow me to debate based on what I'm deducing from their report. Their conclusion fact is as follows. Number one, and if you read what they are concluding, Mr. Speaker, and you even read the recommendation given by the Commission of Administrative Justice, it is contradicting what they're saying. So allow me to debate, hold your horses. If you don't agree with me, so be it. These are my 2 cents. Mr. Speaker, I repeat by saying that I completely disagree with this report. This house is established to be able to protect Kenyans. If a Kenyan feel that they have been wronged by anybody, we have the right to listen to them. This Kenyan has come to this house and has said, remember, Mr. Speaker, not every Kenyan is conversant with the dealings of a county government. Kenyan and my good friend, the senator from Kitui, who I hope God will open the ways for him to become governor. When he said that, when he was opposing, with an annoying point of order, that the gentleman came and said that the county government had when he said that this gentleman had a contract with a person who had been given a contract by the county government. It is public money which is being used to pay for that roadworks. What the Commission of Justice said, Mr. Speaker, and I'm going to read from their report. While engaging with the CAG, the county was issued with two key determinations from the CAG. First, that the county government must conduct a comprehensive investigation into the incident, and second, that the detailed report be submitted to the Commission within 60 days. The report did not outline the findings of the investigation and indicate any action taken, particularly if it is established that a county officer authorized the use of a petitioner's land. Later, the county government requested the CAG to review its prior recommendation in light of the petition's failure to provide the required supporting documentation. However, the county acted upon the directive and conducted internal verification and confirmed that no authorized works were undertaken along Barsimo, Osimo, or Paporingo Road or adjacent to the parcel of land. Mr. Speaker, if you read that sentence clearly, there are two contradicting things. Number one, and I want to outline this one sentence. The report did not outline the findings of the investigation and indicate any action taken, particularly if it is established that the county officer authorized the use of the petitioner's land. Mr. Speaker, when you find that a report is contradicting, the only logical thing to do is to disagree with that report. And in my finding, Mr. Speaker, the best thing that this committee of the Senate should have done is, first of all, visit the site, speak to the neighbors, do carry out investigation, so that even if it ultimately come out with the finding that they came out with, which are as follows. Number one, they said, prior one, this gentleman was only seeking to be paid 1.3 million. He said compensation as per the letter dated 19th of October 2023 to the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy, Transport, and revised compensation damages. In accordance to the above prayer by the petitioner, the committee stated that it cannot grant this prayer as the petitioner failed to produce any documentation or formal contract to the committee linking the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy, and Transport to the works. However, the committee recommends that the petitioner to pursue the original contract entered into between him and Mr. Onyango through other appropriate jurisdiction. Mr. Speaker, when a petitioner comes to this office, to this house, and we give him audience to listen to him, and this is the same petitioner who has completely stated that I cannot express myself well because this is a house of union, and this is a house that represents the interests of Kenyans, and particularly poor Kenyans. If they find that the county government may not have a role to play here, and they find that it is this Onyango guy who has negated the contract, this house has the powers to recommend that that person be compensated from the initial agreement. That is the reason why I'm disagreeing. And my colleagues have a right to come and say, Senator Walekina, we did not have the powers to pursue that. Number two, Mr. Speaker, the committee would have said, okay, we are calling Mr. Onyango. We are now going to investigate further on the initial contract. Those are my points of debate, Mr. Speaker. I don't want us to reduce this house to a point where we are guided on what we can debate. Why did we go to school in the first place? Why did we come into parliament if we cannot be able to express ourselves and be able to defend the interests of those people who put us here? Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I am disagreeing with this report because it says that, number two, prayer number two, divert the illegal roads to a position recognized by the Survey of Kenya map of that area. In response to that, this committee of the Senate stated as follows. In response to the above committee, the committee recommends that any grievances from the lessor should be addressed through the appropriate legal channels, as the committee has noted that the petitioner lacks authority to raise a complaint about the illegal encroachment. How on earth could that be true? This petitioner has come to the Senate. They have said there's a survey of Kenya. We have resources in this house. Why couldn't the Department of Transport, the Committee on Transport, proceed to the survey of Kenya and say, this is what this gentleman is requesting. He's requesting that this road be diverted based on the survey of Kenya map. Why don't we have, and we have a resource team in this parliament, why don't we have the survey of Kenya map so that we can say the petitioner is wrong? A petitioner cannot come to this house and we send them away. Why should they come to this parliament in the first place if we are sending them away? This is the reason why, Mr. Speaker, I completely disagree with this report. And I want my colleagues to listen to me. No Kenyan will ever come to parliament. If when they come to parliament, you don't pay attention, you don't go deeper and investigate the reason as to why this guy is aggrieved. No one will ever come here. Because they'll just come here and they'll know that you'll send them away. I have a lot of respect for my good friend, Senator Eddie, with this committee, because I know he's diligent. But when something is not right, I also cannot shy away from saying that this is wrong. In my finding, Mr. Speaker, and I am a ranking member in this house, I've been here, I've investigated matters in different committees. Nothing stopped this Senate from extending to every department, which the resource team, the secretariat feel like there are issues to be dealt with here. Mr. Speaker, my point is very clear, and I want to end here. This report is shoddy. It is a summation of the real facts. The facts are stated, but I want to point out clearly that there is a lot of complexity in those matters. This ongoing dispute of encroachment of a citizen land by the Siaya County government should not just be read like it's just an easy thing, where the Senate now conclude by saying, look for justice elsewhere. Why did I waste my time here? Why did we in the Senate waste money to hold those committees? We get paid to attend those meetings. You know, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, because I don't want points of annoyance, I want to end by saying that I completely disagree with this report, and I wish that the Department of Transport can proceed.
Senator Alekina,
I do not wish to be informed.
Mr. The chair has not even spoken. Do you wish to be informed by Senator Eddy?
I do not wish to be informed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will just say very few things about that report. Mr. Speaker, I think it's fair that when then we bring reports from committees, it's okay for members to debate those reports, tear those reports into pieces, and help us to improve on the reports. Mr. Speaker, what is unacceptable is for members to make comments on a report that they have not read and internalized. Because the things that I've heard, Mr. Speaker, the Senator for Narok say, I'm very sure even himself, when he retreats and reads the report, you will feel sorry for the things that he has said. First of all, Mr. Speaker, let it be known to this House and to this country that it has never been the intention of the Roads Committee, where I sit, to send away any petitioner on any ground. That the petitioner was granted sufficient time to be heard, present their case,
and even present his case in a language that he was comfortable with. And there was interpretation, and then a conclusion was made. So the other thing that I have heard the Senator of Narok say repeatedly was making reference to a road and making reference to the ownership of land, that the petitioner owned land that was trespassed on. The Speaker, when the Senator of Narok retreats and reads that report, he will realize that the land actually did not belong to the petitioner. And that the petitioner never even laid a claim on the land. The petitioner was laying claim on sugarcane planted on land that he had leased from someone else. So there was no question of the petitioner claiming that his land had been trespassed on. The Speaker, lastly, at the time of engagement with the petitioner, and I totally agree with Senator Narok, Ledamo Lekina, perhaps the committee should have visited the site and spoken to neighbors on the question of the sugar cane that was destroyed. Not the land, because the land is not in question, not in dispute. Nobody has taken anybody's land, and if there is a dispute over land, then it will be with the owner of the land and the contractor, and not even the county government of Sierra. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this. We are going into a season where human beings, individuals, and all of other human beings would want to settle political scores. How I wish, Mr. Speaker, even as we pursue that line, those scores will be settled objectively. Mr. Speaker, this House, and let nobody lie to us, this House, Mr. Speaker, is supposed to entertain any petition from anyone at any one given time. But it is not the business of this House, Mr. Speaker, in any petition to rubber stamp the prayers of any petitioner. It is a business of this House through its committees, Mr. Speaker, to scrutinize petitions and determine, Mr. Speaker, whether the prayers being sought can be granted or they cannot be granted. It cannot be, Mr. Speaker, that every petitioner who comes to the Senate or the National Assembly with whatever petition, we must grant them because they have a petition. Otherwise, what will be our work? Mr. Speaker, I have heard Senator Narok make reference to Article 96 of the Constitution on the role of the Senate in protecting the interests of counties and their governments. Mr. Speaker, if the county government of Siaya went out of its way to settle a private claim that it had no legal basis to settle, then what would happen the next time is that would become an audit query. And they will be appearing before this Senate to answer to questions of misallocation of public resources. The Speaker, the best way of defending county governments and counties and their governments is to ensure that whatever engagement that the counties have with private individuals, with corporate institutions, then those engagements are based in law and they are sound on facts. The Speaker, with those many remarks, I submit.
Senator Kinyua, your mic is blinking on and off. Do you want to contribute?
Yes, yes.
Proceed to contribute in the remainder of the minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. Asante, Bwana Speaker. Kwanzia mwanzo nataka kusema naunga mkono ripoti hii. Na ni vizuri julikane kwamba nimemsikiza Senator wa Narok na vile vile kiongozi wa wengi. Ijulikane kwamba ndio huyu mlalamishi alikuja na kusema ya kwamba mimea yake ilikuwa imeharibiwa wakati barabara ilikuwa ikitengenezwa. Lakini vile vile mwenyewe alituambia kinaga ubaga ya kwamba walikuwa na mkataba na yule kandarasi ambaye alikuwa akitengeneza barabara. Tukajaribu kutafuta uhusiano ni upi, kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe alikuwa akishitaki katika kamati. Dua lake lilikuwa ya kwamba gatuzi ya Siaya iweze kumlipa hela zake, lakini tulijaribu kutafuta uhusiano upi yeye mwenyewe na gatuzi, hatukuweza kupata, bwana mwenyekiti, kwa sababu alikuwa na yule mwanakandarasi alisema vizuri ya kwamba walikuwa na mkataba na tayari walikuwa wameenda kotini ya mahakamani. Kwa hivyo ukiangalia vile ambavyo sisi tumeandika katika ripoti yetu, tulisema ya kwamba kwa sababu hakuna uhusiano wowote kuharibiwa kwa mimea yake na gatuzi la Siaya, ndipo sasa tukasema ya kwamba kwa sababu tayari wako na mkataba na huyu mwanakandarasi, basi afuatilie yule mwanakandarasi. Na yule mwanakandarasi alisema vizuri sana, kwa sababu wakili wake alikuwa pale. Wakili wake alisema ndio, sisi tulikuwa na mkataba. Shida iliyokuwa pale ni moja tu, bwana mwenyekiti, ni ya kwamba zile hela anazosema milioni 1.3 wanaona ni nyingi, na kwa sababu wameenda tayari kotini, tukasema basi alifuatilia ile jambo katika koti zetu, bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo, kwa sababu vile ambavyo nimesikia hapa ni siasa ya kwamba ati kwa sababu yule gavana anaongea mambo ya kitaifa anapaswa kufuata. Hakuna, sisi hatukuja hapa kutafuta siasa ya mtu anaongea pale, ama tuwezi kumfunga mtu yote kuongea jambo lile anataka. Hata Wambua akikuwa gavana anapaswa kuongea kuhusu vitambulisho, kwa sababu wananchi wa Kitui wanataka vitambulisho, bwana Spika. Wakivamiwa na nyuki, wakivamiwa na wafugaji haramu, basi ni mpaka aongee, hatafungwa mdomo, bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo, bwana Spika, wale ambao wengi wameongea wakipinga ripoti hii, kile ambacho ningependa tu kuwasihi na kuwarai, wasipinge, ni waseme wanapinga kwa mabadiliko, yale mambo ambayo wanaona kama haendi ambavyo yanapaswa kwenda, kwa sababu si vizuri kupinga ripoti tu yote kwa sababu unapinga. Ni lazima useme ni sababu gani. Ndiyo, hatukutembelea, bwana Spika, hatukutembelea gatuzi ya Siaya. Swali ni hili, bwana Spika, hata kama tungetembelea, matokeo yangekuwaje tofauti? Na ilhali tumekubaliana ndiyo miwa iliharibiwa. Tulikubaliana pale, mwenyekiti alikuwa pale, wakiongea kwa lugha ya Kijaluo, mwenyekiti alikuwa akitafsiria, anaelewa, anaimenya, alielewa vizuri, bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo mtu kupinga ripoti hii, na hasa kupinga na ikiwa haujasoma vizuri na kuelewa, kwa sababu hii ripoti imeletwa hapa tu saa hii, hawakuisoma, lakini wanataka kuchangia na kukashifu kamati, na vile vile badala hata kukashifu kamati wanaendelea kusema ya kwamba governor, sijui magavana wanaongea. Hakuna, hiyo sio sababu, kwa sababu ripoti hii haina gavana wa Trans Nzoia, haina gavana wa hata gavana wa Siaya mwenyewe haikumhusu ndio wala sikio, kwa sababu ni mwanakandarasi. Na jambo hili, bwana Spika, limepelekwa kotini. Kwa hivyo vile ambavyo ningependa kuomba ni wale wengine ambao watakaochangia katika ripoti hii waiunge mkono, bwana Spika, kwa sababu hata shamba ambalo lilitajwa na huyu Ojuang ambaye ni mlalamishi.
Senator Kinyua, you will hold your continued debate up to the next session. You still have got 16 minutes remaining to conclude on your contributions. Now, honorable senators, it's now 6:30 p.m. time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, 20th November 2025 at 2:30 p.m. in the National Assembly chamber.